great matchup tonight for the Lancers. It's going to be a great show, I think. You have the Lancers' former coach, Coach Chip Sherman, coaching for Olathe Northwest. He went there at the end of last season. Lancers brought in a new coach, Delaney, and on top of that, it's Lancer Day. What do you think about Lancer Day so far?
I think it's been great. We saw the football captains earlier to get the crowd pumped up at the Lancer Day parade. Everyone's psyched for this game. I've never seen a bigger crowd for these.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of interesting. You're seeing a mixed crowd right now of part America, part Blackout. It's going to work for Lancers, I think. I think they're going to have a great game. The rushing attack, triple option, flex bone, Christian Blesson, Mitchell Tyler, Luke Taylor, they're all going to be great. We'll bring you back the game live action here in a minute. We'll be right back. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to the Shawnee Mission East Harbinger online live broadcast featuring the Shawnee Mission East Lancers against Olathe Northwest. This is Andrew McKittrick here alongside Mike Thibodeau, bringing you the kickoff of the home opener for Lancers here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium.
The ball's up.
And there you see the Lancers do receive the ball for their opening kick. And there you see number 6 taking it wide. Down the left side, nice return there.
Great break, almost up to the 40. That's going to be great field position for the Lancers to start off tonight.
I believe that was number 6 for the Lancers, Charlie White.
Yeah.
What? So you are going to be seeing the first possession for the Lancers. They are going to be debuting this home opener with the flexbone offense, the first time that has been shown in the Sunflower League this year.
I gotta say, their offense has worked great for them, almost shutting out their opponents in the last few games by double-digit scores they've won.
There you see Christian Blesson breaking away, going down the left side, taking it down to the 30 and down to the 30-yard line. Christian Blesson there, triple option, decides to keep it himself with a great run.
Great offensive run there. Quarterback broke all the way down from behind his own 40 up to close to the 30. That's a great gain and a great way to start off this home opener.
It really was amazing for the Lancers. The past 2 weeks, they have definitely shut out the other teams, winning their first game 34-0 against Leavenworth. Here you see number 41 going in motion. That handoff is going to be kept by Christian Blesson. Quarterback keep up the middle for a very short gain on the play.
Looks like Olathe Northwest was expecting the quarterback draw again that time. Was able to shut it down before any huge gains of yards.
We'll definitely be seeing how the Lancers can continue some of those rushing attacks with that triple option. Christian Blesson so far tonight with both of the runs keeping it to himself. Here you see one player going in motion, Christian Blesson keeping it himself once again.
Again, third play in a row. Wow, he's really just taking the ball and running with it today. Pun intended.
That is definitely, looks like it's going to be the plan of attack for Lancers here. It is going to be 3rd and 6 from the Olathe Northwest. Sorry, having trouble with that game. With that name, 28-yard line.
Even if they don't quite get the first down here, they should be in easy range for a field goal. Expect them to go right, just in case to center it.
And there you saw, to me it looked like really a an offsides call on the defense. So that's definitely going to kill them. If you can get those easy first downs off of penalties, that's definitely going to make your life easier.
Oh, yeah, it is. That risks much less injury and much easier just on all your guys, and it just really demoralizes the other team. If they're making mistakes like that, how are they going to do under real pressure situations?
So the scoreboard here says 3rd and 23, but it's actually going to be 1st and 10 for the Lancers here with that pitch option going to the right side. Number 41 taking it to the right, going behind a blocker and a nice 5-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, that was a tough gain because it looked like Northwest was really just swarming in. He used his speed to be able to get outside and turn what could have been a bad loss into a good gain.
So it is going to be 2nd down for the Lancers, almost inside the 10-yard line there, inside the 15. And they are officially
on about the, looks like 12-yard line there with the handoff. There is a fumble by Christian Blesson. Really just a butched handoff there.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, he's very lucky he got that one back, and with very minimal loss of yards. I mean, they're still at around 3rd and 6, just like last time.
Yeah, you know, that is one of the problems that we did see with the Lancers there in their last game at Lawrence, is they did have a bit of trouble with that handoff motion going.
Yet, and look. And again, another fumble. Second play in a row, 2 fumbles in a row. That's got to be rough for senior Christian Blesson.
Yeah, you know, that's something that they have struggled with, is both those fumbles and also some of those incompletions. They haven't thrown the ball yet tonight, I don't believe, but if they do, that's definitely going to be tough for Lancers.
No, they've really just stuck to running so far tonight. Haven't even let the ball hit the air except for fumbles.
Exactly. So here it looks like the Lancers are going to be going for it on 4th and about 5 or 6 for the Lancers here, having a bit of trouble with the scoreboard, but it looks like it is about 4th and 5 there with that pitch option going to left. He's wrapped up on the play, and there is going to be a penalty, so we'll have to see which way that goes.
Lancers are going to really have to hope that went their way because they got absolutely nothing on that. If it didn't, that's going to be a Olathe Northwest ball.
Yeah, here we are waiting to see what the refs call. It looks like it's going to be a block in the back on the Lancers, so that is going to bring Olathe Northwest onto the field for the first time. Thibodeau, what would you be looking for the Lancers defense to do here on this opening possession?
I think we're looking for them to do exactly what they've done all year so far, shut down Olathe Northwest.
They definitely have done a great job of shutting down all the opponent's defense, although I think this is going to be the most formidable offense that we will see up until this point on the season.
Oh yeah, you always see great football out of most of the Olathe schools. And compared to Lawrence and Leavenworth, this team is the first real team that they're going to be playing this year.
Here you see the Lancers going down into that 3-2 defense that they so often run, that handoff going off the right side, and just wrapped up on the play. Nice penetration there by the Lancers defense. Great job getting to the ball.
Great job just swarming the ball carrier. He kept trying to go, which is what you want your running backs to do, but when you're hit by 3 or 4 guys at the same time, you're not going to get anywhere.
So here it is going to be 2nd and about 10 for the Lancers on their defense. Definitely, who would you be looking for to be your standout defensive performer tonight?
With the way that it looks like Olathe Northwest might be running it, I'm going to look for Ryan Carter to be able to come in and seal up the holes in the line and just really stop anything in its tracks.
You know, although I would definitely be looking for Ryan Carter to normally be a defensive star, I do believe that tonight he is on the injured reserve, so he will not be playing tonight. I will try to get you a bit more information on that, about that injury last week, although I have heard that he has been pretty close-lipped about that.
That's a shame because he's been a big star for the Lancers for the past few years and been just a great linebacker.
Here it is going to be once again 3rd and 10 for Olathe Northwest, sending trips wideouts to the left side, 1 wide receiver to the right side, quarterback in that shotgun formation, running back just switching from that right to the left side. Here comes the snap, dropping back to pass, and once again another penalty.
I would have to think that one would be probably on Olathe Northwest. Usually when they call a penalty before the ball's snapped and they stop it there, it's typically on the offense. Nope, but I was wrong. That will be encroachment on the defense.
That's definitely something. So far, in the other 2 games that I've previously seen from the Lancers, they've been doing a very solid job with penalties, but already here tonight, killing 2 of their drives with penalties.
You got to keep those under control. I think a lot of it has to do with nerves. They're facing a very good team in Olathe Northwest, and they're facing an old coach that they want to prove that, hey, you made a mistake leaving the Lancers. And that is a huge play, sacked back behind the 10-yard line. That is a great defensive stop to just shut down the Olathe Northwest offense before it ever gets a chance to start.
And just kind of a bit of history on previous Lancers head coach Chip Sherman, who is now with Olathe Northwest. Entering his first season at Olathe Northwest, he's 6th overall as a 6A head coach in Kansas, 34-18 in 52 games coached. That is a .653 win percentage, 2 district titles, 1 with Salina South in 2008 and 1 with Shawnee Mission East in 2010. So definitely a formidable coach for the Lancers to be facing here in their 3rd game of the season.
Definitely. That's a lot of pressure on Coach Delaney because when Sherman came in, he was absolutely loved by everyone at East, and he's got some very big shoes to fill.
So here the Lancers rushing attack is going to be taking over at the Olathe Northwest 35-yard line after that punt that sailed out of bounds. So it is going to be 1st and 10 for Lancers.
After watching Olathe Northwest offense go, you can just see how different these two offenses really are, because Northwest should focus solely almost on the pass attack, while we've got East focused almost entirely on the run attack. And a great little pitch outside there by quarterback Christian Blesson. Great gain of yards to turn something that wasn't going to happen into a great 9-yard gain.
And there you saw that pitch to the left side to Sam Huffman. Lancers run a very interesting attack. Here, as you can see on your screen, they're going to have 2 wide receivers quite often. 1 fullback in the backfield, Luke Taylor. 2 slotbacks, 41 and 24, Sam Huffman. There you see Sam Huffman taking the ball, breaking up off the right side, almost fumbling as he bumped into his lineman, number 51 there for the Lancers, Will Kaiser.
We have just seen a lot of problems with the Lancer trying to hold on to that ball tonight. We're hoping that'll clear up as the night goes on.
That's definitely something the Lancers are going to need to be able to clear up if they want to win here tonight. Here once again, Christian Blesson going with that fake handoff, although then no one was there, so he is wrapped up in the backfield.
It was smart that he went down on a knee there instead of just getting plowed over and continuing to try and go for that. That would have been a very painful tackle for him.
Yeah, to me that almost looked kind of like a messed up play there. Christian Blesson looking like he was going for the handoff, and just no one was there, so he had to hold it himself.
Yeah, it really just looked like miscommunication there on the offense, something you never really want to have happen.
Here, Lancers will be 2nd and about 16 from the 25-yard line there with that short pass going to number 6. Charlie White tries to break a tackle, but he is taken down on the play. Going to be a short gain, but it looks like there's going to be a flag. I'd maybe look to see if that's a hit to the head or something similar to that on the defense.
Yeah, that looked like maybe even a late hit because he was hit when he was already down, although I don't know if I'd call it that. That was the first pass we'd have actually seen by East tonight.
That was going to number 6, Charlie White, the junior defensive back and wide receiver, 6 foot, 155 pounds, so one of the medium-sized receivers for the Lancers.
He's a very fast kid. He's been all his life playing on Lancer football teams, just been one of the studs on those teams.
So that is going to be a penalty on Olathe Northwest, putting it as half the distance to the goal. So that will take it down to about the 10-yard line.
That is just a big gain for East and a very, very big mistake for Olathe Northwest. You cannot allow a team to get a first down within the red zone from penalties. That's just a huge mistake.
Here it's going to be a short wait as the refs set up the yardsticks.
Let's see if East can actually get anything going with their running game. This drive, they've struggled trying to find holes and openings to get their runners through.
So here you see number 41 going in motion across that right side. Pitch running behind his running back, and he gets a nice hole on that right side off the tackle.
Yes, he did. That's the first big run we've seen out of East guys on this drive. And that was a great gain, great 6-yard gain to put them in great field position.
Looks like it is going to be 1st and 2 from the 2-yard line here. 1st and goal for the Lancers. 6 minutes, 12 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Driving down the field from the 35-yard line. One player going in motion. That handoff, and he is just snuffed out in the backfield. Great defensive play there.
Yeah, that was great. Just coming down and shutting down the Lancer running game in the backfield. Great way to try and pin him back and make up for some of the yardage you just gave up.
Here it's going to be 2nd and 3 or 4 for the Lancers. That pitch going to the right side. Number 41 has a bit of space with a blocker, stiff arms, and he is going to go out of bounds after a short gain. That was number 41 for the Lancers, Mitchell Tyler.
Getting back pretty much to the same place we just lost, getting hit in the backfield. Not much you could do with that one. The Olathe Northwest defense got out quick and sealed off the outside.
Here, 5 minutes, 41 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Lancers driving down the field. 3rd and 3 from the excuse me, 3rd and 3 from the 3-yard line here, looking to score some points on the board. Here, Christian Blessing, quarterback keeper, sees some defense, and it looks like he gets in for the touchdown.
That's the first touchdown we have of the night. That puts Shawnee Mission East up 6-0 over the Olathe Northwest Ravens.
That was really a great quarterback keep by Christian Blessing. Decides to hold on to it, tucks it in, and just dives for a touchdown line.
Just barreling through defenders there. That was a great way to get into the end zone. That's the way that quarterback Christian Blessing just really shines. He's not the greatest with his arm, but he is great just as a running quarterback. He's just a big body, and he's fast, and he can just power through people.
So here you do see the Lancers getting their first touchdown of the game. Mike, how would you be grading the Lancers so far on their offense?
So far, I think I'd give them probably about a B+. Their run game has been very good, but you've got to work on those fumbles, because those fumbles can, if you aren't recovering them, should really kill you in a game.
And they have been helping themselves out so far tonight with their special teams. They have been doing a superb job of holding onto the ball in special teams and not letting Olathe Northwest gash them on any of those special teams plays. So that will definitely help them out later in the night.
Yeah, they really have. All right, now Olathe Northwest is going to be getting the ball back for their second drive. Going to see if their shotgun offense can get anything going for them.
So here you see the Lancers kicking off for the first time tonight. Back to deep to receive it for the Ravens. Takes it at the 15-yard line, takes it up to the left side. A couple of blockers and tripped up on the play there by the Lancers.
Probably around the 32-yard line.
So, Mike, what would you be doing if you're the Lancers coach here on defense? Cooking up anything special?
I think right now you just keep working on keeping my defenders in, working on making sure that they don't allow any screen plays, keeping my linemen on. I'm not too worried about a deep threat right now. I'd be mainly focused on them trying to get short yardage and try and get back and just penetrate and get through to the quarterback.
Exactly what I'd be doing here, just trying to eliminate some of those big plays. Here you're going to see 3 wide receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left, sending that running back in motion.
And there you go with the blitz right there.
There you saw a really nice blitz by number 49 for Lancers, Sam Pottinger, who had a huge hit on a play similar to that last week in Lawrence. And there you just saw him coming in from that linebacker position just off that edge.
Yeah, really, he came in untouched. No one was there to pick him up, and quarterback simply had to throw that one away.
That looks like maybe something the Lancers audibled into. You saw the running back slide out to the right side, so then maybe Sam thought, okay, there's no blocker. I have a free shot at the quarterback.
Yeah, really good thinking on their feet there by the Lancers.
So here you see a very similar formation, except this time you have five wide receivers, something you don't see too often except for under Chip Sherman. Going to that short screen side to number 85, who has a few blockers and a nice gain on the play there. That's definitely something that last year under Coach Sherman we saw the Lancers do quite often.
Yeah, it was, especially when we had quarterback Jordan Darling in, who's now playing over at KU. Just great for that short screenplay offense.
The Lancers were definitely able to use their speed last year to gash other teams on that play, but hopefully the Lancers can use their speedy defenses to hold down on that. And you saw number 8 for the Lancers there, David Spivak, who is one of their lockdown cornerbacks on that left and right side. He often helps the Lancers to play very well against those wide receivers.
Yeah, we've really seen a complete transformation in the Lancer offense this year from last. I mean, we've gone from what was a very strong and focused mainly on short passes to almost completely a running-based offense.
So there you see that first down play for Olathe Northwest. It is going to be 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line here. Lancers do have a very good defensive line, I would say, led by Dominique Atkinson and Kyle Ball. Kyle Ball, his first game, he had 10 solo tackles.
Yeah, he's right now leading the Sunflower League in tackles, doing a great job there. We see a run there by Olathe Northwest, only I believe their second of the night. So far on this drive, we've seen Coach Chip Sherman really just work the Lancer blitz against him. With the short screen plays are great for breaking up blitzes.
And you did mention earlier that Kyle Ball leads the league in tackles. He has 29 solo tackles. Second place from Olathe South, Jack Surer with 23, so already 6 tackles ahead, and that's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with for the Lancers.
Yeah, I'll say. It should go to show that their defense is something to be envied by the rest of the league.
Not only does Kyle Ball lead the league in tackles, also he's second place in sacks with 2 sacks on the season, although he is tied with Sam Pottinger from Shawnee Mission East, among other players in the Sunflower League.
We've seen a lot of that pass rush already, and we've already seen a sack on the day by the Lancers.
That rush up the middle, just blitzing themselves up the middle, and they are able to slide past the Lancer defenders.
We've seen Olathe Northwest here. They keep on steadily moving it upfield, and Olathe East really doesn't have an answer for them right now.
So it is going to be 1st and 10 for Olathe Northwest from the 43-yard line here. Taking a bit of a break play here with 20 seconds left before they have to start. Sending one wide receiver out to the right, one on the left, 2 runners in the backfield with the quarterback under center, as you can see. Lancers with 4 down linemen.
Well, they're going to the pass play here, something I did not quite expect.
And there it looks like the ball did hit the ground. And although the Lancers only brought 4 rushers, they almost got to the quarterback there.
They really did. They made him throw that ball away. There was no way that was going to get caught, and he was running himself out of bounds. It was smart for him to throw it away instead of taking a sack.
So here you're going to see a 2nd and 10 for Olathe Northwest. Quarterback goes under center, 2 runners in the backfield. Once again, Lancers bring 4, but as the linebacker drops back, and a nice hit, and that ball does fall out. There you see David Spivak. He has really stepped up his hitting this year.
Yeah, he has. That should have been caught by the Olathe Northwest receiver, but because he got hit in the middle of the throw, he just wasn't able to focus on bringing it in and just drop the ball instead.
David Spivak has really been one of the hardest hitters. That is kind of surprising to me, given that he's only 6'1", 158 pounds. He's kind of a wiry guy, but he definitely does hit guys very hard.
That's what you need out of your cornerbacks and defensive backs. You need them to be quick, and you need them to really pack a punch when they hit.
Here you see trips wide out to the right side, 2 to the left, going to that short screen. Almost dives and gets him in there. You see Dominic Atkinson chasing him down, dives once again, and then just goes out of bounds. An interception for Lancers. Really not a very smart play there, trying to throw it out of bounds.
No, he really should have tried to throw that away and just be able to punt it deep so that the Lancers would have a lot of room to try and make up. I'm very actually surprised that Coach Sherman took them away from their running offense, which was working so well for them at the first part of that drive.
Rushers, they almost got. And here in a second, we're going to go to a quick replay of that interception.
Really pack a punch when they hit.
Here you see trips wide out to the right side, 2 to the left, going to that short screen. Almost dives and gets him in there. You see Dominic
We have
Atkinson
East lining up with the ball again in their flex bone position like they have all night.
And there you saw that interception by number 49 for the Lancers there, just picking off along that right side and being brought down. Great job there by the Lancers, number 49, Sam Pottinger with the interception.
Really a great play by the junior defensive back.
Looks like a short injury on the play for the Ravens. That is going to be number 55, their lineman, Mitch Kennedy. He's a junior, 6'2", 220. At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Welcome back to the Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online Live broadcast featuring the Shawnee Mission East Lancers against Olathe Northwest Ravens. There you did see a quick injury on the play, but he is back up and over on the sideline.
It's good to see that he's back up. You never wish any player injury.
And there you see a quick pass by the Lancers and just a great block there on the play. There was a defensive player rushing down the back, breathing down the neck of Christian Blesson, and a great block there on the play.
He's a big guy. He was going to kill Christian Blesson. That was a great block. You completely blindsided him.
There, although you did see a great block, Lancers were not able to complete the pass. As I did say earlier, Lancers are not one of the strongest passing teams you'll see, although they have completed some very strong passes earlier in the season.
They made up for it tonight with a very strong running game, already getting them quite a few yards.
And there you see a quarterback keep by Christian Blesson. It looks like it's going to be short of the first down. Going to be about 4th and 1 from about the 42-yard line here. Looks like the Christian Blesson-led offense is going to be going for it.
You know what? I'm not surprised. We've already seen Delaney go for it once on 4th down, and this much shorter than that first time.
Here you see number 41, Mitchell Tyler, going in motion. That's going to be a penalty on the play. I saw a defensive player go offside, so that's what I'm hoping it is.
You got to knock on wood, but I'm afraid that because we didn't see any of the defensive players touch the Lancer players, that's going to be an offensive offsides.
You know, I'm looking for wood to knock on, but although this table is marble that we're at, I'll hope that works out and the Lancers do get that defensive call, and it looks like it is going to be.
It looks like I am 0 for 3 on penalty calls tonight.
Looks like we might just be having to take the opposite of what you say, but, you know, that could work out for the Lancers here. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line there, getting that first down off the penalty. Number 41 going in motion. Christian Blesson holds on to it, pitches it to the left side. Excuse me, that's number 24, Sam Huffman. Great pitch there.
That was a great gain. I'd say that even faked to me. I thought the rusher would knock down right at the line of scrimmage, but then I see Sam running up field. Great gain on the play.
You know, I'm going to be honest. We've been a bit critical of Christian Blesson, some of his fumbles, but when you see the caliber of pitches that he's trying to complete, he's trying to run, decide in his mind in a split second if he needs to pitch it, and then he pitches it in time. He's really doing a great job.
Yeah, he is. He's already gotten, I'd say, at least half a century in rushing yards today, and he's doing a great job other than a few mishandles.
And luckily, none of those mishandles have gone to the other team, so hopefully that stays the trend the rest of the night.
Exactly. He's been very aware and very lucky, been able to pick those back up, and for very minimal losses, too.
It's going to be 2nd and 6 for Lancers from the 20-yard line. Lancers go down onto the ground. Number 9 fakes going into motion. The handoff up the middle to Luke Taylor, I believe that is, just stuffed up the middle. That's something you haven't seen quite as much tonight, is Luke Taylor taking that handoff up the middle.
He really just hasn't had the room when he's gone up the middle either.
And to me, that's very interesting because Luke Taylor does lead the league in rushing yards with 276 yards and 1 touchdown. Second behind him is Joe Deneen from Free State with 224 and 2 touchdowns. Here, 30 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Christian Blesson drops back to pass. Rushers go against him with the screen play. Hits his own receiver.
Ooh.
There, it looks like it hit number 66.
That is a rough one because if that was caught, he would have been in the end zone. He had blockers ahead of him and a lot of space.
It looks like it hit number 66 for Lancers, Jack Fisher, the senior, although I believe that was more of Christian Blesson's fault. And that, like you said, that would have been a great opportunity. He had 2 big offensive linemen swinging out to block for him. He just couldn't quite get a hold of it.
That would have been a nice 20-yard gain into the end zone for the Lancers. It looks like at the end of the quarter, Lancers will be going for it again on 4th down.
There, Christian Blesson drops back to pass, has a bit more protection this time, looking deep into the end zone for Charlie White, and catches it. Oh, but he drops it on the play.
That's one thing we've seen. It looks like Christian Blesson hasn't been that off target, but the Lancer receivers just can't quite grab onto the ball. That was a rough drop there for East.
And to me, it's kind of interesting on that play. Their standout wide receiver has been number 11, the junior Alec Dean, 6'2", 173 pounds. He's really been their biggest target, but the Lancers haven't looked to him too much this game.
No, so far we've only seen a few small passes, and most of them have been to Charlie White.
So Olathe Northwest is going to take over, going to that quick screen to the left side with a nice block against number 49. Sam Pottinger going to spring that wide receiver for a first down.
And it looks like Olathe Northwest is going to end this quarter with the ball. with only about 6 seconds remaining on the clock.
Have time for one last play before they start switching sides. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Olathe Northwest from their own 34-yard line. And that looks like that is going to take us to the end of the quarter. At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports. Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Hi, welcome to the second quarter of the Shawnee Mission East, Shawnee Mission Northwest game. It's going to be Shawnee Mission Northwest ball on the 36 right now. We'd like to real quickly thank the PTA for donating a hotspot so we can be bringing you this broadcast tonight. Andrew, how do you think the game's been so far for Shawnee Mission East?
You know, I think so far they've been playing fairly well. They've had a couple of miscues. You know, I'd probably put them at about a B+, like you said earlier. Their defense has been pretty solid. They've given up a couple of plays. We'll have to see how this drive turns out for Olathe Northwest before I can give them a true estimation. But I'll give you that once I see this full drive. Hopefully, it ends up with the Lancers taking over the ball inside Olathe Northwest territory, but I'm not sure that's going to happen.
It looks like, unless they can get a turnover right here, that it's probably going to be back around the 40 or 35 where the Lancers will get the ball back.
Here it's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 37-yard line. Pressure coming. Quarterback rolls out to the right side and going to be taken down on the play. That is going to be a sack for the Lancers.
That's a good sack for a short loss. A good way to just stop that drive where it is.
That was really nice pursuit by the Lancers, just able to run down the quarterback before he got out of bounds and just take him down. Going to force a 4th and 13 for Olathe Northwest from the 34-yard line.
Yeah, you've seen Olathe Northwest really hasn't been able to get much going on offense so far tonight. Really, the most they've gotten on offense has all been from running, and they've been sticking a lot to their passing offense.
So here you see the Lancers take the ball, number 9 with a huge block. Some guy just got laid out by number 41 for Lancers, Mitchell Tyler.
That poor guy. Oh, my God. That hit was huge. That was an NFL-type hit. He's going to be feeling that one.
And here in a second, we're going to be trying to bring you a short instant replay of that hit. We'll be bringing that to you in a second. Never mind, I'm not sure that we got that, but that was a very big hit by number 41 for the Lancers. And here you see that is going to be Lancers number 40, Luke Taylor, taking the ball down the right side.
We really have not seen much out of East's leading rushers so far today. Just some very small gains, but nothing really from him.
So it's going to be 2nd and about 11 or 10 for the Lancers from the 27-yard line there. Christian Blesson dropping back to pass, looking for number 11, Alec Dean, taken down on the play, but there does look to be a penalty on the play.
Well, I've got to say, it's probably against the Lancers, so with the way my calls have been turning out tonight, it'll be against Northwest.
Yeah, let's just hope you keep saying it's against the Lancers, and then maybe every time it'll be against Olathe Northwest, and we'll turn out really lucky. But there it does look like you called it correctly, and it is going to be against the Lancers.
Now I'm 1-3 on the night.
We'll have to see how that ratio turns out. Maybe you can even it out and bring yourself back up to par.
Hopefully we won't be seeing too many more fouls, too many more penalties out of the Lancers, though.
So here you see Christian Blesson dropping back to pass. Mitchell Tyler springs it open with a nice play, hops open, breaks a tackle, and with a penalty on the play, we'll have to see what happens there.
Great way to make up some yardage. Again, hopefully that one's on East.
And you can't see it, but there you see Mike crossing his fingers up here in the press box, hoping that he's maybe jinxing himself. We'll have to see what the referees call there. That was really a great job by Christian Blesson. Nice poised passing there in the pocket with the defense breathing down his neck.
Oh, yeah, definitely under a lot of pressure there. And that is my second correct call on the night. All right, I'm going to have to stop making those calls.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want you to be calling them out as East anymore. So that's probably going to be a block in the back or a holding call, though I didn't see it. So it's going to be second and about 16 or 17 for the Lancers. Hopefully they can get another big play, but we'll have to see what happens here as they send two wideouts out to the right side. Quarterback Christian Blesson drops back to pass. Almost intercepted on the play. Almost the exact same play as we just saw.
Yeah, it was. I mean, again, we're seeing Olathe Northwest just really pressuring the quarterback here. That guy came in, again, almost untouched. We need to see a bit more of the Lancers' offensive line protect their quarterback.
And I think maybe a problem that we're seeing is the Lancers, since they're sending out wideouts, they're not getting those slot backs into block inside their backfield. But here you do see those slot backs come back into play for the Lancers. So hopefully Christian Blesson will get a bit more pass protection. Goes up deep. Number 6, Charlie White, can't quite hold on to it there. You almost saw him look up a bit too late for the ball.
Just a bit behind, which is rare that you see that out of a quick player. And you did see some shoving there in the open field. I'm a little surprised we didn't see any pass interference calls on that play.
So it is going to be 4th down for Lancers. I can't see them going for it here. And there you see number 10 for Lancers. Christian Blesson is also the punter for the Lancers, so that gives them a nice option for doing some fake punts.
Yeah, it does. Really, that would be some great trickery for Delaney's team.
And here you see a timeout by the Lancers. At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
Oh, you already know what we gonna do. Hey, well, if you guessing it's me, you guessed correctly. I just stay with a stallion. You would swear I was an equestrian. I'ma hit her with that pipe, call that Nancy Kerrigan. All we do is pour it up all night, drinks out. And all we pour it up all night, drinks out. Strange clouds.
Hello, welcome back to the Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online Live broadcast. And there you saw a very bad punt by Christian Blesson. You know, maybe it's going to bite them in the rear having their quarterback be their punter.
Yeah, it's a lot of jobs for one guy to do, and that got back to about a yard past the line of scrimmage. Very rough punt by Christian Blesson.
And just a couple of quick stat checks around the league. Christian Blesson is ranked somewhere near the top, around 5 or 6 for the Sunflower League in passing, 220 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Rushing, he is ranked around 4th with 193 yards and 4 touchdowns. Receiving, number 3 in the league, Mitchell Tyler, 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. So we'll bring you a few more stats later on in the game.
And that was just Olathe Northwest making a big jump. That's a big 15-yard gain for Olathe Northwest, getting it done so far on the ground. I'm really surprised we have not seen Sherman running the ball a lot more today. What do you think?
You know, that's definitely something that we have seen in the past, although, I don't know, I'm kind of used to this from talking about Coach Sherman in the past years, I would expect to see a bit more running, but I'm very used to seeing these short, quick screens out to the right and left and trying to break those bubble screens wide open.
Yeah, I agree. That does seem to be Sherman's style, but what we've seen tonight is the running game being able to make great advancements on East's defense. I'm surprised he's not just adjusted his style of offense and just gone more to the running game like he has on this drive.
I definitely agree. I think we will be seeing a lot more running from Coach Chip Sherman here in the near future in the rest of the game.
What do you think East is going to have to do to try and block up this running?
You know, I think they don't really put too many men in the box. They normally run 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers. So what I think they're going to need to doing is be taking some of those defensive backs and cornerbacks and running them into the blitz and putting them inside the box to help stop some of that running attack. Here you do see the Lancers put down 4 down linemen, which is 1 more than they normally do.
We're hoping to see something similar like what we see out of professional players like Troy Polamalu, just in a strong safety to be able to fill up the holes that your linebackers can't quite get to.
You know, that's definitely something that we see a lot in the NFL. Troy Polamalu has kind of made his living off that one play. When it's a short and very important play, he'll kind of creep up towards the line of scrimmage and just count the blitz perfectly, and then just be able to go into the backfield and really sack the quarterback. So that's definitely something that I would look for out of Lancers.
It seems like it would easily fit in with Delaney's style of play, which is just hard and fast, keeping it on the ground and just even on the defense, should lots of blitzes and lots of attack.
So here you see 7 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in this second quarter. The Lancers do lead 7-0 here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium.
We really haven't seen too much offense out of East recently since we scored in the first quarter. How would you grade their offense so far this quarter?
You know, I think overall they have been doing good. What really kills it for me is their passing attack. They haven't really completed anything of a true passing yard except for some of those short bubble screens. So that's what kind of kills me for it. I'd probably put them at around a B or a B minus. I just think they aren't quite up to par.
I mean, we have seen them stop on the fumbles, but we've also seen them cut down on their running game and just really try to air it out, and it has not worked for East so far this game.
So here it is going to be 1st and 10 for Olathe Northwest from the Lancer 41-yard line. 2 wide receivers out to the left. Quarterback in that shotgun formation. Takes the snap, takes it up the middle, and just sacked on the play. Great penetration there by the Lancers. That was number 1, Dominique Atkinson, with the huge sack on the play. And that is going to hopefully move him up somewhere in the Sunflower League standings. Right now it takes 2 to make the top list.
Well, he's at least got 1 on the night, so I could easily see him just being top of the list by tomorrow morning.
You'd have to at least get 2-3 more maybe sacks tonight, which is definitely possible. So here it is going to be 2nd and 14 for Olathe Northwest. Quarterback drops off to pass, pump fakes, looks deep, and topped up and intercepted by number 8 for Lancers, David Spivak, tipping it up to himself and just snatching it out of the air.
Yeah, I got a little worried that he was going to drop that there, but great job keeping the ball in his side and not giving up on the play and being able to bring it down before being tackled by the offense.
For a second there, I was going to be worried that it was going to be a bit of a pass interference call, but they didn't call anything, and he just tipped it up to himself and was able to catch it on the play.
Great defensive play there by the Lancers, and that's going to be 1st down at around their around the Olathe Northwest 22.
Back farther because you have a minute. At this time, we're going to go to a quick instant replay of that interception. Here you see the quarterback in that shotgun formation. Dropping back to pass, looking to the right, pump faking, dropping back farther. David Spivak tips it up to himself and catches it there.
And that's going to be a touchdown for the Olathe Northwest Ravens. We're sorry we missed that one. I would have to assume that's probably a pick 6, some kind of turnover by the Lancer offense. You cannot be making mistakes like those, especially when it puts points on the board for the opposing team.
So here it is going to be an extra point for Olathe Northwest to tie it up 7-7. Although there is going to be a penalty on the play. And it's going to be encroachment on the Lancers. So really kind of some unforced errors that the Lancers are doing so far tonight.
And really, if we're going to see a penalty, I guess this is a good place to see it because it only moves them up about a yard. And most of the time, you're just going to see a field goal out of these guys on the extra point. So I wouldn't be too worried about giving up too much.
At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports.
Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
And there you did see a 2-point conversion for Olathe Northwest to put themselves up 8-7 there with that handoff up the left side. So the Lancers are down 8-7 here midway through the second quarter.
And this is the first time this season that the Lancers have not been in charge of the game. They're actually behind for the first time of their 2013 season.
You know, I really think this is going to be good for Lancers. They really need to see what they are made of for the first time. We haven't seen any true test of the Lancers, so this is going to be great, I think, to see what they're truly made out of. Down 8-7, 5 minutes, 59 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Here you see two players back deep for Lancers. I believe that's number 6, Charlie White, along with possibly number 24, Sam Huffman.
Yeah, I think those are two smartest guys to have back there. They're both quick, small guys who can just weave through the Olathe Northwest special team.
So here you see Olathe Northwest lining up for the kick. It's going to be number 4 for Olathe Northwest, Robert Boshuma, kicking off. A high sailing kick taken by Lancers Charlie White at the 10-yard line. He has a couple of blockers, breaks it open, and tackled on the play at about the 30-yard line.
I'd say that was a pretty good run back for Shawnee Mission East. So it was a big kick by Olathe Northwest. It's decent field position. When we saw them around here earlier break a very long run up to around the 30-yard line. Let's see if they can do it again.
Lancers are going to be sending number 11, Alec Dean, out wide to the right side. One wide receiver to the left. Two slot backs in the backfield, along with number 41, Mitchell Tyler. Christian Blesson hands it up off that left side for a short gain on the play.
You know, right now you got to take whatever gain you can get and hope you just don't turn it over. The last time the offense was on the field, it was one quick turnover, and it was Olathe Northwest ball, which is really just a sad thing to see because you just had the team pumped up from a big turnover from Olathe Northwest themselves.
Christian Blesson looks like he's going to try to keep it and just wrapped up on the play. Olathe Northwest, their defense has really grown some teeth here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've really just stepped up the game and just started to shut Shawnee Mission East's run game down. And that's why you've seen them try to go to the air, although so far tonight it has not been very successful.
Lancers are going to be bringing most people here in. Number 24, Sam Huffman, starts to go in motion, but stopped, so he goes back into his slot back position. Christian Blesson may be audibling as there are a lot of defensive players in the box. Instead, Mitchell Tyler goes in motion, and Christian Blesson keeps it for a very short gain on the play.
I say, what do you think Delaney's going to do here? Do you think he'll have them go for it again on 4th down, which would be about the 4th time we've seen that tonight, or do you think that he'll have Christian Blesson try and punt?
I think they really almost need to punt. They're pretty far backed up into their own field. So I think they almost have to punt, but I could be proven wrong. It does look like the Lancers are going to be going for it.
It seems to be Delaney's style of coaching. Go for it on a lot of these fourth down plays. We have not seen them punt the ball off much tonight. And it looks like it's going to work for the Lancers tonight. Great job there, and they get out to a big gain to around the 55-yard line.
And there you saw a nice, a pitch over to the right side to Mitchell Tyler, number 41, going to that quick pitch. At the next break, we'll bring you an instant replay of that.
The big fourth down gain at around the 4:21 mark in the quarter. Another pretty big gain. That's around a 6-7 yard gain there by number 40 on the play. And that's and there we see an Olathe Northwest player down on the play. That looks like it's cannot quite tell right now because we've got a Lancer player blocking the way. It looks like it's gonna be number 34 for Olathe Northwest, Eli Press, the junior. He's a linebacker for the Ravens.
Here we are going to go to a quick commercial break. Or excuse me, we're going to go to a quick replay of that nice run by the Lancers number 41, Mitchell Tyler. Here you see number 41 for Lancers, Mitchell Tyler, going in motion across that right side, taking the ball up and getting just barely tripped up on the play.
Really, that was the first time we had seen the Lancer try and bust it outside. They had been focusing a lot on trying to pound it up the gut. It really worked getting it outside, something that Olathe Northwest was not expecting on the play.
At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports. Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
Welcome back to the Shawnee Mission News Harbinger Online live broadcast featuring the Shawnee Mission Lancers against the Olathe Northwest Ravens. There you did see that injury on the play, but the Lancers are going to be 3rd and 1 from the 36-yard line of Olathe Northwest. Here Christian Blesson dropping back to pass, lots of pressure on the play, looks far to the right and just overthrows his wide receiver. That was number 43 on the play for the Lancers, Jack Anderson.
That was just a great little dodge by Christian Blesson to dodge the pressure. Sadly, he just overthrew that ball.
Really not one of the best passes that I've seen from him. He overthrew that ball by about 3 to 4 yards, I would say. So here, I think they're going to stay on the ground. 4th and very short. Mitchell Tyler going in motion, but goes back to the side as Christian Blesson looks like he's going to audible the play as Olathe Northwest puts lots of men in the box. 24, Sam Huffman stays in, and the handoff goes to Luke Taylor, bullying it up the middle for a first down.
And there we go. That's the first major play we've seen out of Luke Taylor so far tonight, being able to get us the first down on the play.
Going to be 1st and 10 for the Lancers from the 31-yard line of Olathe Northwest. 3 minutes, 32 seconds left to play in this second quarter. Lancers send one wide receiver out to the right, one to the left. Mitchell Tyler goes on that swing, gets the pitch behind a couple of blockers and goes up the sideline.
I think he might have gotten a yard or two on the play. It looked like it was a much bigger play than it actually was, being run out of bounds.
So we'll have to see. It looks probably like it's going to be about a gain of 4 or 5 on the play, probably closer to the 4-yard mark.
It seems like trying to get it outside has worked very well for Lancers recently. Trying to get up the gut, just the big defensive linemen for Olathe Northwest have really swallowed up most running attempts in that area.
So here you see the play going up the middle.
That is a fumble by Number 40. That's going to be Olathe Northwest ball. I would be shocked if it wasn't.
And there it does look like the referees are calling that it is a Olathe Northwest ball. That really just kills the Lancers' momentum. You know, they're driving down the field, had a bit of nice momentum going, got that 4th down play, and they're just lose it all.
Yeah, and really, that's one he should not have lost it on. He should have had that wrapped up strongly, but it looks like he got hit in just the right place to pop that ball out, and really a huge loss for the Lancers right there.
So here it's going to be the Lancers down 7-8. Olathe Northwest takes over the ball. 3:09 left to play in the second quarter. Olathe Northwest gives the handoff up that left side and just wrapped up on the play. And there you see number 41, Mitchell Tyler, trying to viciously rip away the ball from the carrier.
I'm trying to get a little revenge for what happened to them last play. Just can't quite do it. And right now, this entire quarter, it's just been Olathe Northwest defense showing East how to do it. So far this quarter, how would you grade Olathe Northwest?
You know, I think they've started to improve. They're slowly improving their play. They're slowly evening out the kinks, and they're starting to run the ball, which is definitely going to help them here. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a quarterback option there you see with the pitch, kind of taking a play away from the Lancers.
That was a great option there. That really should have been stopped for a pretty big loss in the backfield, but with that little pitch outside, he was able to find a lot of breathing room and just being able to cut through big gaps in the Lancer defense and get a very good chunky yardage on 2nd down.
So here it is going to be 3rd and extremely short for Olathe Northwest. The Ravens from their own 34-yard line. Here they start to break the huddle. Looks like I wouldn't be surprised if they run the ball. Lancers put 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, all cramming themselves into that box. Although Olathe Northwest does have trips left.
Yeah, they've really set themselves up with a lot of wide receivers, going for the short screen pass there. And it looks like it just barely got the 1st down. Maybe a yard or 2 on the play for Olathe Northwest. Really, I think I would have stuck with the running play there myself because that's been working so well. But the screen was also able to get them the 1st down, so it was about 6 to 1/2 dozen to the other.
So that was that nice screen that you quite often do see from Coach Chip Sherman, even when he was at East, although Lancers were not able to defend it quite as well as I would have liked.
No, really, that's Chip Sherman's signature, and he's really used it well in his career.
Here, 5 wideouts, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback drops back to pass, looks for that screen, just snatches it up that left side, and just ripped out on the play by number 41 for Lancers, Mitchell Tyler. There you see that play work finally for him, and a penalty on the play.
I'm not calling it this time. The last time I've tried to call penalties, it has not worked out well for the Lancers.
You know, my guess would be that was some sort of hit out of bounds, unsportsmanlike conduct possibly on Olathe Northwest as they were hit out of bounds, and Lancers were able to rip it out, so we will be seeing what the referees call on that play.
I'd completely agree, Andrew. I'm wondering if Shawnee Mission East was able to keep the ball there or if it was thrown out of bounds.
You know, my one hope is that the Lancers, 2 things could have happen on that play against the Lancers. It could have been forward progress where his motion was stopped so the play was whistled dead, or the ball could have rolled out of bounds before the Lancers could get a hold of it. Both of those plays would give possession back to Olathe Northwest, or Lancers were able to get possession of the ball and they will hold on to it. So we'll see what the referees call.
I've got my fingers crossed for the 3rd option there, but I think that's probably the most unlikely.
And it is going to be a dead ball penalty, it looks like. But the Lancers are not going to take over, I believe. So that is going to be a penalty and will knock back the play for Olathe Northwest.
A very big penalty, too. They're knocked all the way back from their 35 to their 20. That's a 15-yard penalty, and they've now got 25 yards to go with only 2 downs left. 3 downs left.
You know, that was a really weird play, I would say. Lancers stripped the ball away and then got hit out of bounds. So that's going to put it at 2nd and 24 from the Olathe Northwest 20-yard line. So kind of an odd play here. Mike, what would you be drawing up on the whiteboard if you were the coach here? 2nd and 24.
Let's see. If I'm Olathe Northwest coach Chip Sherman, I think I'd be trying to push it downfield, try and give my quarterback time to find someone open down around the 30. If I'm Olathe East Delaney, I'm going to be blitzing, and blitzing hard.
I'm hoping you mean Shawnee Mission East. Delaney is. Olathe East is not playing tonight.
Shawnee
Just a
Mission
quick-
East.
Yeah, just had to give you a bit of razzing about that. But there you did see the Lancers. A nice defensive play there. So it is going to be 3rd and 24 for Olathe Northwest.
Really trying to get it done on the running game, but when you're this deep in your own territory, I don't think that's going to get you anywhere.
So here, I'm guessing they're going to have to be doing some sort of, passing play, especially since you have 1 minute and 14 seconds left to drive all the way down the field. You have almost 80 yards to go to get to the touchdown. I would say probably 60, maybe 50 yards to get even close to being in field goal position. So they need to start moving the ball very quickly.
Yes, they do. If I were East, I'd be applying a lot of pressure and having a lot of defensive backs back to try and get a pick or try and get some sort of stop so you can get the ball with decent field position to try and get on top of this game before you go into the half and be carrying that momentum as you go into halftime.
Here you see Olathe Northwest breaking their huddle, sending one wide out to the left side, 2 running backs behind the quarterback. Quarterback is under center, so it looks like it's going to be more of a running formation, but we'll have to see what they end up doing there. You can see that pitch going to the right side behind a blocker, cutting it up the middle and taken down on the play, although it's still going to put it at about 4th and 13 or 14 for Olathe Northwest.
Yeah, really a great running play, but it should right now, it's too little to be able to make up this big deficit they've given themselves.
At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports. Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
We're going on live. Welcome back to the Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online. Once again, we'd just like to give a quick shout out to the Shawnee Mission East PTA. They were able to give us a grant to help us get a hotspot so we were able to get internet up in some of these press boxes where we're not able to get internet otherwise and make these broadcasts possible. So definitely helping to make the journalism program what it is. Here you see a punt for Olathe Northwest. Almost the block on the play by number 41, Mitchell Tyler. And Charlie White takes it out of bounds, takes it at about the 36-yard line and steps out of bounds.
You know what, if I were him on that play, I think I probably would have waved for that one. No real need to get killed on that play for very short yards.
Yeah, maybe not the smartest play, although it did end up fairly well for Lancers. Maybe gained a yard or 2. So here we will be seeing them 59.7 seconds left to go in this first half. Lancers down 8-7. 1 wide receiver left, 1 right, with 1 runner in the backfield and 2 slotbacks on the play. Handoff going up the middle to number 40, Luke Taylor.
It's really interesting that right now we're seeing the Lancers running the ball because that really causes, and it looks like that's a Shawnee Mission East fumble because Olathe Northwest has the ball. That is another big turnover for the Lancers.
Lancers coach is just kind of standing there with their hands open, just kind of wondering what happened on the play there. Delaney looks furious on the sideline.
I can't blame him. That is, I think, about the 5th fumble we've had tonight and the 2nd one to be turned over. Really, we're lucky we didn't see any of the others turned over. They're definitely going to be hearing about that in the locker room in about 45 seconds.
And here you do see trips right outs to the right side, 2 to the left. Quarterback drops back to pass, although there's a lot of pressure on the play by number 17 on 17, and a huge sack. Almost a sack, though.
He's still up.
I have no idea how he stayed up, but there is a penalty way back from that play. There is a penalty, although the wide receiver number 22 for Olathe Northwest, Owen Clark, catches the ball at about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I would have to assume on that play that that's either going to be a offensive holding or an offensive clipping and block in the back.
That play is most likely going to be a hold, as you do see the referees there calling it. So it is going to be a 10-yard penalty on the play. It will, I believe, be 1st and 20 for Olathe Northwest.
Really, Shawnee Mission East is very lucky that Olathe Northwest has been penalizing themselves so much and just giving themselves a lot of deficit to try and make up.
Here you see 34.8 seconds left to go in this first half. The Lancers do trail by 1 point here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. It is going to be 1st and 20 from the Olathe Northwest 39-yard line. So here it is going to take a knee for Olathe Northwest. What do you think of that call, just choosing to take a knee?
I think that's probably a smart call right here. I mean, there's no way they're going to try and get in field goal range right now, especially not with how just energized and I think fed up the Lancer defenses. I think they get about any stop, and I think it's smart that they're just letting this quarter end and avoiding any risk of injury going into the half.
So that is going to take the Lancers into the half, and you do see the Lancers there gather on the field. Mike, what have you thought so far about the Lancers both on offense and defense?
I think defensively they're doing a very good job. They've been able to shut down the screen play that we see a lot out of Coach Sherman. They're not doing great on the run, so I think I'd give them a low A, not quite an A minus, but I think they're doing great defensively. Offensively, it's a whole nother story. Offensively, we've seen tons of turnovers. They can't get the pass game going, and really, it's just been rough for them on offense. What do you think?
You know, I definitely have to agree. You see the Lancers are down 8-7, but their defense hasn't let up any points. All those points have come from the defense of Olathe Northwest scoring. So really the Lancers defense has been very stout and done a very good job of shutting down the Olathe Northwest offense, although we'll have to see if that changes.
Yes, I completely agree. I mean, it's all been at the hands of our offense that we're losing right now. We just cannot seem to get any passing going, and we can't seem to just hold on to the ball. It's been a problem for both our receivers and our running backs.
We will be back in about 15 to 20 minutes for the second half of play. Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Oh, you already know what we gonna do. Hey. Well, if you guessing it's me, you guessed correctly. I just stay with a stallion. You would swear I was an equestrian. I'ma hit her with that pipe, call that Nancy Kerrigan. All we do is pour it up all night, drinks out. And all we pour it up all night, drinks out. Strange clouds.
So it's going to be second and about 11 or 10.
football night, please welcome the East Area Youth Football Team. The 4th grade team. Head coaches Tony Caruso and Blaine Beckman. The 5th grade team. Head coach Jeff McMahill. The 6th graders. Head coach Dr. Nelson Sabato. 7th grade team, coached by Jim Hess.
How's he up there? He's off the fence.
And the 8th graders, head coach Chad Miller and Jan Phillips.
We'll just go right here. Can you see us? Is that good? All right. Alongside Mike Thibodeau. Here we have the Shawnee Lancers against the Olathe Northwest Ravens. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. So far, for the Shawnee Mission East offense, I've been a little disappointed so far. I think we started out great in the first quarter and getting 7 points up in the first quarter, but lately we've been seeing a lot of fumbles, a lot of turnovers, and a lot of incomplete passes. How do you think the Lancer defense has done so far?
You know, I think the Lancer defense has been superb tonight. There you see on the board, they're down 8-7. That's not the Lancers defense fault. That was a turnover by the Lancers offense. So really, the Olathe Northwest Ravens offense has not scored any points. The Lancer defense has been stellar. They have gotten sacks. They've gotten almost an interception. They've gotten almost a fumble. They've been doing a really good job, and I'd look for that to continue the second half.
Yes, I completely agree, and let's hope that the offense can step it up a bit to meet the defense.
At this time, I'd like to thank our sponsors. We'll be back in a couple seconds.
All right.
Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Harbinger Online live broadcast featuring the Shawnee Mission East Lancers against Olathe Northwest. Here we are live with Mike Thibodeau, Andrew McKittrick, and Mr. McKinney, the principal for Shawnee Mission East. Mr. McKinney, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. It's always a great day to be a Lancer. Today is an exceptionally good day.
How do you think the Lancers have done so far in the first half of this game?
I think they've done well, but I think they need to relax a little bit. They are so amped up, so excited about this game. I think that got into their head a little bit, and it affected the play a little bit. But I know they've got the ability and the skill and the talent to win this game.
Yeah, you know, this is definitely a very emotional event for the Lancers. They are facing their former coach, Coach Chip Sherman, who was a very emotional coach for the Lancers. He did go through cancer while he was with the Lancers, and there are some great articles about that on the Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online if you do want to find out more about that. And this is the first time that the Lancers are facing Coach Sherman, so it's definitely an emotional time for them, and hopefully they can take some of the emotions out of their play.
You know, it reminds me a lot right now, actually, of the Chiefs-Philly game where last night where the Chiefs head coach returned to Philadelphia for the first time since he left. I think it's a lot like that for Sherman right now, although we're hoping to see a different outcome in this game.
Absolutely. Well, Chip Sherman turned this program around. There's no doubt about that. He means a lot to our school, means a lot to our community. So while we wish him well and think very highly of him, we definitely want to beat him tonight.
And we have mentioned that after Coach Chip Sherman, we did find a new head coach for Lancers, Coach Delaney, who did bring in something that's entirely brand new to the Sunflower League, which is this flexbone offense, which I've been really excited to see. It's something that you see quite often in college, sometimes with Navy and some of those other military schools, which is the flexbone, a triple option running attack run by senior Christian Blesson.
Yeah, so far tonight, it's been doing pretty well for them. I mean, their running game has been pretty on top of it tonight, especially when they've been swinging outside. So far tonight, offensively, where they've been lacking a lot is that pass game.
So here you see the quarterback going to that quick bubble screen that Chip Sherman so dearly loves. And there you see going for a short 10-yard gain on the play. Going to be 1st and 10, I believe, for Olathe Northwest.
But it looks like there was a flag thrown out on the play. Let's see who it's on.
We'll see if maybe you can keep up your lucky streak of not calling those correctly.
Yeah, no, I'm done calling plays tonight. The past few have not turned out well for East.
Looks like it is going to be holding on the offensive line, so that is going to push back the Olathe Northwest gain.
It's a good thing I didn't call it.
I think the defense is going to settle in here and have a big stop, and then I know the offense is itching to get back on the field.
I've got my fingers crossed for that exact same thing to happen, Coach, Mr. McKinney.
So there you see the Lancers. They do a great job with their defensive line here. We have kind of transitioned to more of a 4-down lineman with 2 of those inside linebackers, and then the rest of the players split between cornerbacks and defensive backs. So here you see trips right out to the right, going to that quick bubble screen to 85, breaks it out to the right side, gets it almost to a 1st down.
Big gain there for Olathe Northwest, and pretty much just doing exactly what they did on their original 1st down play.
So, Mr. McKinney, I know we had a great day for Lancers. You always say it's a great day to be a Lancer, but I would say today was especially great. With Lancer Day, you know, you had the mayor renaming Prairie Village, naming Morgan Twibo mayor for a day. Lots of stuff happening with that.
It was a fantastic day, and, you know, we couldn't have asked for better weather. I don't know if you remember last year's Lancer Day parade. It was a little different. The rain was nonstop, and it was not much fun being out there, but today was outstanding. In the 70s, beautiful day, great crowd. The kids, our student section, I just can't say enough about how proud I am of them and how impressed I am with them. And the floats were fantastic. The support from the community was fantastic. And Mayor Ron Schaefer is just a great guy, and I know he loves being out there, and we really appreciate him being out there.
Yeah, you mentioned the weather. It's definitely getting into some great football weather. Currently at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium, it's 66 degrees Fahrenheit with a slight north-northwest wind at 3 miles per hour. So that's hopefully going to be some great football weather the rest of the year for the Lancers.
There we just saw a pretty good run play by Olathe Northwest. They've really been using that run play, their running game a lot in this 2nd quarter and now in the 3rd quarter to really just find gaps and exploit this East defense.
They've got a good drive going here, and I hope we find something to trip them up a little bit, because right now they're pushing the ball along pretty well.
So here once again you see trips wide receivers out to the right side for Olathe Northwest, that quarterback in that shotgun formation. He keeps it, goes up the left side, and almost dragged back on the play.
I say that was a good job by the Olathe Northwest quarterback there, actually being able to get a gain out of that. He turned what should have been a loss on the play into a good gain.
There you saw number 22 for Lancers, Ryder Terry, kind of hatching onto the back of the quarterback and almost dragging him down, but the quarterback dragged him for a short gain on the play, so it is going to be 3rd and about 1 from the Lancer 39-yard line.
This is going to be a pivotal stop for the Lancers. They really need to stop them here and try and get the ball back into the hands of their offense.
And there you see it looks like it is hopefully going to be wrapped up on the play. Great defensive stop there, hopefully by the Lancers.
That was. I've been so impressed with this defensive squad. You know, Dominique is amazing. But even Ryder, he's just a sophomore, and he's been playing great. He's been playing well beyond his years.
Lancers have had many different players step up on the field. They've had number 8, David Spivak, who is really one of the first times this year playing varsity. He's had some major hits along with, like you said, Ryder Terry and many other underclassmen.
And we've got the East crowd really pumped up behind their defense right now, going for a big 4th down stop, which they do not quite get. It looks like that's going to be a 1st down for Olathe Northwest.
And there you just saw a kind of short swing pitch out to that right side along that tackle, going for a short gain on the play, and just barely couldn't quite stop it for the Lancers.
It's classic Sherman. They've already taken 5 minutes off the clock, and are sitting pretty at our 35, and this is Sherman football right here.
Maybe we'll be seeing some of those classic Sherman bubble screens out to that right side where you do have those trips wide receivers. 2 wide receivers, although, are out to the left side. Quarterback with a short snap looks to that right side. He does have a wide receiver going for that screen. fades out. Oh, almost caught and intercepted there.
Sadly, that one was just bobbled out of bounds. Smart play by the Olathe Northwest receiver, knowing he wasn't going to get in, being able to just pop it out of bounds.
And, I was pretty surprised there that the quarterback didn't go to his typical check down throw and go down to that quick bubble screen because he had him wide open there, but he just chose not to go there.
Yeah, you really saw his pocket just dissolve. You would expect him to go to just that comfortable throw, but instead he tried to throw it high, which could have easily been a big pick by the Lancer defense, something they've already done a few times tonight.
Here, quarterback drops back pass, looks over the middle, and just barely once again goes out of the wide receiver's hands.
You have to catch that as a wideout, even if you know you're gonna get hit going up the middle. Even if you don't catch that, you're gonna get hit. You've got to be able to bring that down and bring it in.
There you saw number 6 for Lancers, Charlie White, come up a bit lame. Maybe looks like he had a bit of a pull or something in his leg, but he is going to stay on the field, so hopefully that's nothing that troubles the Lancers. Here at Olathe Northwest once again sends those trips wide out to the left side, except this time one runner stays in the backfield in that shotgun formation alongside their quarterback. Receives the snap, look to that handoff up the middle, and almost tracked down on the play. Lancers pursuing and brought down on the play finally by Lancers number 22, Ryder Terry, that player you were talking about, Mr. McKinney.
Yeah, there's nothing there, and he is just playing a great game. He's had a great season. He's young, he's fired up, and he's really doing a nice job in that position.
Yeah, it looked like for Olathe Northwest, that was going to be a great, smart draw play, but the Shawnee Mission East Lancer just able to shut it down really before it was able to get going. Great job by the Lancer defense.
So here it's going to be a 4th and 8 for Olathe Northwest with that punt almost blocked on the play by number 44, but number 6, Charlie White, is back to receive it, and the ball does bounce out of bounds.
Fellas, I'm going to head down to the field, but before I do, I just want to give you much credit for everything that you're doing up here. You're doing a fantastic job, doing a great service for our community and for our school. I know there's a lot of people in Lawrence and in other at other colleges and universities that watch your broadcast, and former Lancers, and we're just so proud of everything that you're doing up here. So thank you very much for doing that.
Thanks, Mr. McKinney.
You bet.
Thank you very much, Mr. McKinney. It's great having you up here commentating with us.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You do too. That was Principal John McKinney with us just right there, helping us commentate a bit on the Shawnee Mission East Olathe Northwest game.
Here you do see the Lancers take over the ball inside their own territory. It's going to be 2nd and about 5 for the Lancers from their own 8-yard line, I would say.
They're very deep. This is the deepest they've been in their own territory tonight.
So here you see the handoff going to the up the middle, and it's going to break for a short gain on the play.
And the East crowd is extremely happy about something. Not quite sure.
It looks like the Lancers are doing their famous roller coaster cheer, led by one of the seniors. He gets up, acts like he's on a roller coaster. There you do see he has a GoPro on his head, I think. So that's going to make for some very interesting videos that I'd love to see.
Yeah, well. And that is a big play by the Shawnee Mission East offense, being able to get that first down and about 5 or 6 more yards with it. That bumps them up all the way to the 20-yard line.
So it is going to be 1st and 20 for the Lancers.
It's great to see East finally get some action going with their running game and get back to their traditional offense.
Here you do see the Lancers send one wide out to the left side. Mitchell Tyler is alongside 24, Sam Huffman, the junior, in those slot back positions. As always, number 40, Luke Taylor, sits in the backfield at that fullback position, hoping to gain some more yardage. There you see the slot back going in motion, and the Lancers just barely snuffed out there.
Really did. And it's another fumble on the play. That's Olathe Northwest's ball again in the red zone. That is huge. That is a big loss for Shawnee Mission East. They really need to get these turnovers under control.
You know, Coach Delaney cannot be happy. Every single time they're just stood up at the play, and then you think, okay, they're just going to finish the play. But no, the ball just pops out, and Olathe Northwest keeps on taking this way. This cannot keep happening for the Lancers.
Knowing Delaney, he is livid right now. I would be very scared if I was a Lancer football player right now.
Here, Olathe Northwest takes over the ball at the 20-yard line. The Lancers do send a blitz from 49, Sam Pottinger, but he is going to be offsides, it looks like there. You can see just the frustration on his face showing after that offsides penalty.
Just another silly mistake by the Lancers. It seems we cannot get anything going right now on either side of the ball. We're lucky we're only down by 1 point at this time.
So here it is going to be, again, I believe it's going to be 1st and 5 for Olathe Northwest inside Lancers red zone here. Trips wide out to the right side as Olathe Northwest does get ready for this play. Lancers student section trying to cheer on the Lancers, going to that quick bubble screen to the left side and breaks a couple tackles and goes through to the left side.
That's going to be another first down for the Olathe Northwest Ravens.
Really, Olathe Northwest, their offense here is starting to tick. It's just working like clockwork here, running very smoothly down the Lancers.
It's showing why they so badly wanted to get Sherman and why they were able to take him from us. The fact that they're just being able to set up a nice offense. It's just Sherman's offense rolling like we've seen it roll at East in the past.
So here it's going to be 1st and 7 inside the Lancers 10-yard line from the 7. Here, one wide receiver out to the right, one to the left, a tight end running back going in motion from the right to the left side. Handoff goes to the right side and breaks up the middle, dives, tips over for a touchdown.
That is a touchdown, Olathe Northwest Ravens. That was just a great run play up the middle, big hole, and there was really nothing Shawnee Mission East could do on that play. Just dove right over a defender right into the end zone.
So here you're going to be seeing the extra point coming.
Roll at East in the pass.
The Ravens up 15-7 over the Shawnee Mission East Lancers here with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Lancers need to do something to return. There is going to be a penalty on the play, so while we do wait on that penalty, we're going to go to a quick instant replay of that touchdown. So here it's going to be 1st and 7 inside the Lancers 10-yard line from the 7.
Play. It's going to be a draw to the right side.
Here you see that running back going in motion from right to left. Gets the pitch going to the right side and just swoops up over and flips into the end zone. Very nice running play there, although I hate to see it. I do have to give him credit. That was a very nice touchdown. Here we're going to look at it one more time in a bit of slow motion.
Very acrobatic play there by the running back.
Here you see the quarterback motioning to the right side. Running back going over from right to left behind number 21. Quarterback fakes the handoff to 21, gives it to, I believe that's number 14 for Olathe Northwest, and flips up into the end zone over the Lancer defense.
You could just see that giant hole just be created in the Lancer defensive line as you saw Dominique get shoved over to the right, and just really there was nothing there except for open space for the running back to go through.
So here the referees are going to be confirming the penalty on the play. At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports.
Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
So there you did see that 2-point conversion. Looks like it was good. So it is going to put the Lancers down, I believe, 16-7.
But there were flags on the play. It's going to be interesting to see what the penalty was.
Once again, a penalty on the play, so we're going to have to see if that is brought back. It looks like instead of a 2-point conversion, they are going to be trying for an extra point on the play.
I think that's probably a smart play. If you're pushed back all that way, it's probably smart for you just to go for the extra point instead of going for 2. You want to force the Lancer team to have to go for 2 next time they score instead of having them be able to just go for the 1 extra point.
So here, number 20 for Olathe Northwest is going to be the holder Manny Pishuntas. The kick is up, and it is good, I believe. It is no good on the play. So that does make up for the 2-point conversion that we did see earlier in the game.
That is pretty big you gotta consider yourself very lucky if you're a Lancer right now, because that means instead of having to go for the 2-point conversion next time you score, you can only kick the field goal and you'll be up, and you'll be tying this game up.
Lancers are going to send once again back deep to receive the kick. Number 24, Sam Huffman, alongside number 6, Charlie White. Mike, if you're going to be kicking off, who would you be looking to? They're both fairly dynamic running backs. Who would you be trying to kick it to?
Personally, I think I'd be trying to kick it to the middle, because a little confusion between two pretty young players. They're still juniors. They've both been on varsity before, so they have experience, but they're also still young, growing players. If you can confuse them in the middle, that'll probably cause the biggest difference in what's going to happen.
So here you are going to be seeing the kick coming from Olathe Northwest. That is going to be number 4, Robert Boshuma, on the kick. Back deep to receive it, like I said, for Lancers, number 24, Sam Huffman, alongside number 6, Charlie White. 4 minutes and 6 seconds left to play in this third quarter. The key kick is going up, deep, high, flying back, received and fumbled at the 10-yard line there. Sam Huffman takes it up, breaks one tackle, and takes it to about the 25-yard line.
Still, even though he bobbled it, a pretty good return on the play. Let's see if the Lancer offense can actually get something going here and not cause a turnover. I believe in their last, I'd say probably 2 or 3 possessions, they've turned the ball over each time, one of those possessions leading to one of the Olathe Northwest touchdowns. And we're seeing them set up again in the flex bone like they have all night and like they have all season. Pitch out and trying to find some space, but really can't find much, cutting back and getting a decent amount of yards, about 6 on the play.
Number 41, Mitchell Tyler, had his hand out in that stiff arm, and then he just got absolutely laid out on the play. He was pushing forward slowly, and then a defender just came up and knocked him flat on his back.
Yeah, that was a big hit out of bounds. It's good to see him up and moving again, though.
Here, Lancers send one wide out to the right side. 41, Mitchell Tyler going in motion, going to that pitch to number 40. Luke Taylor breaks it open, going to the left side, breaks it to the 50. Okay, he looks like he's going to go for a touchdown.
Could go all the way. Touchdown!
Great
Lancers!
With the diving touchdown there for the Lancers. Scoring number 40, Luke Taylor, with an absolute beast touchdown, breaking it right, then cutting it back to the left side for a touchdown.
There is a reason why he is the leading rusher in the Sunflower League, as we saw there. Just a big burst of speed downfield, putting the Lancers right back into this game. They're only down by 1. Huge play for the Lancers.
But it looks like we might be having another penalty on the play, as the referees are considering maybe he ran out of bounds. Maybe there was a penalty on the play. So here you see the referee getting in the face.
And we're going to go to a replay real quick of that big run. And the touchdown is good. That's a touchdown, Shawnee Mission East Lancers. And they're down 13-14 with 3:16 left in this third quarter.
So here you're going to see that instant replay. Number 41, Mitchell Tyler, sliding across that right side. Pitch goes to number 40, Luke Taylor. Cuts across the middle, breaks one tackle, and just breaking it open with speed. There you see, cutting down the left side, takes it to the 20, the 10, and just dives into the end zone for a touchdown there. And that's what caused the sideline infraction on the Lancers.
No one was going to catch him. You saw the Olathe Northwest guy scrambling, trying to get there, but there was no way he was going to be able to make that up.
So here it is going to be an extra point for Lancers, trying to tie up this game and put themselves back up into this. And there you see a fake number 12 taking it to the right side. He's going to get hit on the play. Can't quite get that 2-point conversion.
I'm not quite sure if that was a fake or if that was just a bobble by the holder there. It looked like he was trying to get into position, but just couldn't get it quite quick enough and just kind of panicked. We saw something similar out of Tony Romo a few years ago that caused the Dallas Cowboys a playoff win. You cannot make mistakes like those, especially in critical moments like this.
And there you did see Charlie Jensen, the quarterback and defensive back, 5'10", 165 pounds, who is, I believe, the holder, and he just couldn't quite. I'm not sure if that was a botched play or if he just designed run. I don't know if I'd be giving him this designed run on that play, but nonetheless, Lancers are down 1. Very gutsy call. Not a high-scoring game, and they pretty much went for it all on that play.
Yeah, they did. I'm not really sure. that I would really be going for the lead right now at this point. I'd be very happy with a tie right now, especially with how things have been going. Just being able to have that momentum all carrying in, I feel like that would give me the favor, especially with this huge home crowd tonight.
Here you see the Lancers will be kicking off once again, going from right to left, from south to north here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium. Takes it at the 20 and just gets pushed back and demolished at the 25-yard line here. Lancers fans are starting to get pumped.
Yeah, they are. You're starting to really hear the fan section. They're happy. They're pumped. The cheerleaders are getting them pumped. They're just ready to see this Lancer football team try and get a win tonight.
Here you see the Lancers. They are trying to improve to 3-0 on the season, which would be a great start for Lancers. And to do that, they need to come back. They're trying to come back from an 8-7 deficit to come back and win it. And here they are down 14-13 with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
I think with the way that this quarter's been playing out, it's been very interesting to watch. Each team being able to get points on the board, but neither of them being able to convert. It's really made this a very even and close game. I'm excited to see how things go.
So it is going to be 2nd and 5 for Olathe Northwest after that short gain on the play.
How would you rank the Lancer offense so far this half?
You know, I'm pretty happy after that play, so that's going to make me rank them a bit higher, but I can't overlook some of these errors tonight. If they can win it, I'm going to be pretty happy with them. But if they lose it, they definitely, I don't know if they deserve to win at this point. They've made far too many mistakes to deserve the win, I think, at this point.
I agree with you, except at the same time I kind of disagree with you because of how well the Lancer defense has played to just keep them in this game. They're really just working hard for that win, and I think if we win tonight, the main reason is going to be because the Lancer defense saved this game.
So here you are going to be seeing 1st and 10 for Olathe Northwest from the Lancer 38-yard line here. One wide receiver out to the right, one to the left, quarterback in that shotgun formation in the backfield. Lancers sending 4 down linemen. 41, Mitchell Tyler, looks like he might be sneaking up on that blitz. Instead, holds off, and the rush goes up the middle, and it's going to be stopped on the play.
That looks like about a 3-yard gain for the Olathe Northwest Ravens. Not much on the play. Good defense there by Shawnee Mission East.
And here we've definitely been seeing something interesting for the Lancers. They've kind of switched out of that 3-2 defense into more of a 4-2 defense. And even that, they're taking some of those outside linebackers and some of those defensive backs, such as Mitchell Tyler, and creeping them into the box to try to stop that run.
Yeah, you've really seen them. You've seen both sides adjusting a lot. Early on, you saw Coach Sherman's offense adjusting to how well the run was going. And now you're seeing the Shawnee Mission East defense adjusting to just shutting down that run. Like right there. Great job shutting down the run for a loss in the backfield.
And there you saw Mitchell Tyler. He made a great play there. Tried to rip the ball away from the quarterback and couldn't quite get it and lost the tackle. And they're just hitting himself on the head. Mad at himself that he couldn't quite get that play.
Yeah, you know what? I think if I was in that situation, I'd just go for the straight tackle. I wouldn't have gone to try and force the fumble. But the fact that he had a defender there to back him up, I think great play by Shawnee Mission East.
Here Lancers will be going to try to stop with that 3rd and 9 play for Olathe Northwest. Looking to probably run it there. They have that one wide receiver close in. 2 runners in the backfield. Quarterback goes under center, dropping back to pass. Runs out to the right, rolls out, floats it high up, and just barely falls out of the hands of number 80. Very close to being a caught for a 1st down.
I gotta say, that's something you would think you'd see we've seen out of a lot of Lancer receivers so far tonight. Just our passing game not being able to get going. We're lucky we've seen it get going with the running game tonight.
You know, that was very lucky that he dropped that. It kind of floated up, kind of just lingering in the air, and then he just barely flipped it off the tip of his fingertips. So they are going to be punting on the play. It is going to be 4th and 9 from the Lancer 39-yard line. Here the punt is back. Have a chance to block it, but number 44 can't quite get it. Calling for the fair catch is number 6, Charlie White.
That's smart of him. That's the first time tonight that we've seen him going for the fair catch, and really we probably should have seen him go for it a few more times tonight, but he's done well as a punt returner tonight. All right, we're now going to see the Shawnee Mission East offense back in work after a huge run last drive by Luke Taylor that got them a big touchdown.
Here with 48.6 seconds left to go in this third quarter. One wide out to the right side, and that running just goes off that right side guard for a short gain of 1 on the play.
It looks like Shawnee Mission East is going to have the ball going into the fourth quarter, down 1. They're down 14-13 to Olathe Northwest right now.
Here you see it's going to be 2nd and 7, 28.6 seconds left to go in this third quarter as the clock begins to widen down. Lancers go 41, Mitchell Tyler going in motion left to right, going to that pitch to Luke Taylor, and snuffed out on the backfield. Nice defensive play there by Olathe Northwest.
Yeah, it was really just shutting down the Shawnee Mission East running game. We've actually seen that a lot, even though Shawnee Mission East did just break a huge run. The Lancer running game has not been what it's been in the first 2 games this year.
At this time, as we go into the fourth quarter, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports.
Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Hello and welcome back to the Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online live broadcast featuring the Shawnee Mission East Lancers against Olathe Northwest. And there you see Mitchell Tyler breaking it off the right side for a nice gain on the play.
I gotta say, that was an interesting little pitch there by quarterback Christian Blesson. It looked like that was his first choice. Almost looked like a pass. It just so much pressure that he didn't really have much else of an option. Just got it right to Mitchell Tyler, who was able to bust it for a first down. Great play by the Lancers.
So here you see number 24, Sam Huffman, going across in motion, and there is going to be a penalty on the play. It's going to be offsides on the defense there. Crucial penalty.
That is a very good penalty for Shawnee Mission East. A great way to push the ball up without having to do much. You cannot make those mistakes if you're Olathe Northwest.
So there it is going to be 1st and 5 from the Lancers from their own 45-yard line, starting to drive, hopefully going to get a bit of something working up with 11 minutes, 54 seconds left to go. Down 1 point there. You see one wide out to the right, one to the left, both staying kind of tight in towards the line of scrimmage. Sam Huffman goes, and Luke Taylor takes it up the middle once again. Handoff for his first down, Luke Taylor.
We've really seen Luke Taylor just step it up in the second half of this game with a huge touchdown, and now he's just cranking out yards for East.
So here it is going to be 1st and 10 from the Lancers, breaking inside Olathe Northwest territory. Here, Christian Blesson sending one player in motion, handing it up the middle to 40. Luke Taylor, short gain on the play there.
I say, that's typical of what we've actually been seeing out of Luke Taylor tonight. So far, he's only had one huge play, and he's really been working his way up tonight because when it started, the defense was right on him. But now he's starting to make bigger plays and bigger runs, just cranking out yards for the East offense.
Here, Lancer sending that pitch, number 41, Mitchell Tyler. He has a couple of blockers, sprints through, steps over one, and breaks it for about a 6 to 7 yard gain. Very solid play there.
Yeah, I'd say that sets him up with great field position for 3rd down.
It's going to be about 3rd and 3.5 to 4 yard line for the Lancers here. Starting to drive, putting something together. We'll see if anything comes out of that.
You got to keep your fingers crossed. I mean, you've seen the Lancers do a great job in these late downs so far today, converting on a lot of 4th downs and a lot of 3rd downs.
So there you see Christian Blesson trying to huddle his Lancer team around him, get the play going, and there sends one player in motion, goes to the handoff, keeps it himself, last second pitch, trying to break it for a first down, and looks like it's going to be about a yard or two short, but I have to guess that Lancers are going to go for it here.
Oh yeah, I mean, with the way that Delaney's been going for it tonight, I would be shocked if they punted it right here.
Lancers there. Christian Blessing getting the call from Coach Delaney, personal whispering it in his ear, and he's going to look to run this play to perfection for this 4th-and-1 play.
It's always hard being able to tell if they're going to punt or if they're going to go for it, because we talked about this earlier. Christian Blessing is not only our quarterback, but also our punter.
And there you see it. Great play. Christian Blessing just slides up the middle right behind his center for a 1st down.
Wow, and he just kept on trucking it. That was not a short 1st down play. He got hit right at the line of scrimmage, and he just kept going. Got a good 5 to 6 yard gain for the Shawnee Mission East Lancers.
You know, Christian Blessing, 6'4", 200 pounds. If I was playing Madden with him, right there what I did, hit the truck stick, just keep going forward and go past players, and it worked perfectly there.
Just kept on pushing. Great job.
And there you see, going to the handoff to Luke Taylor, slides under a player for 7 to 8 yards. Lancers are rocking and rolling here.
Great job. You're really seeing the Lancer run game get going. And just nothing too big, but they just keep on hitting and hitting and hitting. I would not be surprised that if in the next few downs we see Olathe Northwest defense should loosen up and Shawnee Mission East again break another big one for the end zone.
Here, one wide out to the right side, one to the left side, as we always see for the Lancers. This is a very familiar formation. Christian Blessing hands it up the middle to Luke Taylor for a 1st down. Luke Taylor, he is starting to hit it here.
Yeah, he is. He's really coming into his game. We're really seeing him get into the game we're used to seeing him play. Great job by the leading rusher of the Sunflower League.
Here, he is defending his title very nicely here in this 2nd half here. 2nd and 5 for Lancers, 1st and 10 for Lancers from about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, I'm really expecting to see. I would not be surprised at all if we see another big run out of either Mitchell Tyler or Luke Taylor right here.
Here, Christian Blessing calling out the play, sending one player in motion, gives it to Luke Taylor, who goes up the middle and just nicely trips and falls, but gains 5 to 10 yards once again.
I'd say that's easily plus 5 yards. Yeah, it looks like that's about a 7-yard gain. Great job by Luke Taylor. He just keeps on pumping out that consistent 5 to 7 yard run. Really, he's having a great game tonight, and it's all in the 2nd half.
Luke Taylor is absolutely gashing the Olathe Northwest defense here on this drive. And also, I'd just like to one more time give a shout out to the Shawnee Mission East PTA. They helped us get a broadcast. They helped us to get a hot spot for these broadcasts, and they definitely help make these broadcasts possible.
Yeah, without them, you would not be seeing right now Luke Taylor just cut to pieces the Olathe Northwest defense. We have to thank them so much for that.
At this time, we'd like to thank our other sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 70...
Hello and welcome back to the Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online Live broadcast featuring the Shawnee Mission East Lancers against the Olathe Northwest Ravens. Here, Lancers starting to drive 1st and 10, giving to the handoff to Luke Taylor, and stop there. No, I believe that is a fumble on the play, and it might go to Olathe Northwest.
It's another fumble that we're seeing out of the Shawnee Mission East Lancers. We've seen this kill so many drives tonight, and that is going to be an Olathe Northwest ball. That is a huge momentum stopper. That's like just throwing down a wall right in front of the Lancers. That is huge for Olathe Northwest. That could be the difference in this game.
And Luke Taylor cannot be happy right now. Once again, another fumble. Lancers are having so much trouble with turnovers. That has really killed their game so far tonight.
If they lose, it's going to be because of those fumbles, and Delaney will not let them live that down, even if they do get a win tonight. I can guarantee you that on Monday, they're going to be hearing about that all the time.
Here you see Olathe Northwest going to that handoff up the middle and just snuffed out on the play. Great tackle by Dominique Atkinson that you see there, just getting pumped up on the Lancer defense.
Even if they stop the Lancer offense, they have not been able to find a way to seal out the Lancer defense. The Lancer defense has been great tonight, only allowing 6 points. The other 8 points came from an interception by the Olathe Northwest defense.
So here you are going to be seeing Olathe Northwest sending 2 wide receivers out to the right side, 2 to the left side. Quarterback in that normally seen shotgun formation. Bit of a low snap, drops back to pass, looking to that quick screen, and wrapped up on the play by Dominique Atkinson. He is on fire right now.
That is 2 huge tackles in a row by the senior defensive lineman. That is huge for East momentum and huge. The crowd is pumped. They're happy. Dom is a hero on this football team, and they love him right now.
And there you see Dominique Atkinson hamming it up for the Lancer fans eating out of bowl. He is 5'9", 260 pounds. He's a huge guy, but he is one of the fastest guys on the Lancers team in those first couple yards there. You saw him run down a quarterback and a running back just very, very fast. Here you see trips, wideouts going to the left side. A very ecstatic 3rd and 8. Quarterback drops back to pass, looks deep. It intercepts. David Spivak on the play, going to the 30. He is going to stiff arm, and a huge interception by senior David Spivak.
That is his 2nd pick on the night. That puts the Lancers at great field position. That is the way to make up for a fumble. Lancer offense is going to come back onto this field. They're going to be pumped just like the Lancer crowd is right now, and I would be shocked if they do not get it in the end zone.
And Dominique Atkinson there going into the middle of the Lancer sideline. He is pumped up. David Spivak is pumped up. The Lancer student section is pumped up. I'm pumped up. This is a great game.
This is a fantastic game. No matter how low scoring it is, this is a great game for Shawnee Mission East right now.
There you see the running back is wrapped up on the play for one of the first times. It's going to be about a 2nd and 10 for the Shawnee Mission East Lancers inside the 30 of Olathe Northwest.
And Olathe Northwest defense really trying to shut down this momentum that East just got. I think it's going to be difficult for them to do. And I would be, again, I'd say shocked if the Lancers don't score a touchdown here.
Here you see 41 Mitchell Tyler going for a short gain on the play, diving forward. That's something we're seeing a ton. Lancer running backs, they just kind of dive forward and throw the ball out there and get a first down a lot of times.
Yeah, you really have to wonder if maybe that throwing the ball forward's what's been leading to those turnovers so far today, just being not as careful as you normally would be with the ball.
That is something that the Lancers have to decide. Do they want to go for the first downs, or do they want to go for ball security? I think they need to start leaning a bit more towards ball security, but we'll see what they do.
I'd have to completely agree, but let's hope that they can also get the first downs with the ball security.
So here it is going to be 3rd and 5 for the Lancers from the 23-yard line. 6 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in this 4th quarter. 24, Sam Huffman going in motion. Goes to, it's a pitch, it's a fake. Going to number 41, Mitchell Tyler, bowls his way, cuts back, goes left, and he is taken down for a first down. That had me faked out.
Yeah, that was a great play right there. Great cutback by Mitchell Tyler, being able to, he was going at the sideline, being able to juke back past his own blocker and being able to get that first down. You see the Lancer crowd is pumped right now. They're in the red zone again. Let's hope they aren't stopped by another turnover again tonight.
This may just be me, but I see Dominique Atkinson going in there on offense on that left side of the Lancer line, number 1. So we'll see what's going on here. Number 41, Mitchell Tyler, goes in motion, snuffed out on the play there. So it is going to be a short gain on the play. But great job here by the Lancers.
Yeah, that was. I mean, really, you're seeing that's one of the first losses we've seen from the run game tonight. I'd expect to see them come back and bust out another big game.
Here, Lancers, it's going to be 2nd and 11 for Lancers, bringing in everyone tight here. They are most likely going to be running it, going to that handoff, going to Luke Taylor, pulls it up the right side for a nice gain on the play.
Great job by Luke Taylor, just being able to push it up, being able to make up for all the yards they lost, and quite a bit more. They're going to be at around the They're going to be past the 10-yard line at around the 9.5 for 3rd down.
Here working inside the 10-yard line, 3rd and 4 for Lancers. This is going to be a huge play, and you have to think this is definitely 4-down territory. Inside the 10, they're not going to give this ball up. Here, Christian Blessing goes to the handoff. Luke Taylor pulls it up, goes forward, and it's going to be very close to the first down, probably about a yard short. I have to think they're going for it.
Yeah, I would be shocked if they didn't. I mean, I don't know. As a coach, I might want to kick it here, but there's still got a lot of time left. I think I would trust my quarterback, Christian Blesson, and trust our running game to be able to push it and get this extra 2 yards. We've seen them average around, I'd say, at least 5 yards on the night. I'd be surprised if they didn't go for it here.
Here you see 4th and 1. Coach Delaney is going for the win here. 4 minutes, 42 seconds left to play. We're going to see how this goes. Christian Blesson goes to the right side, the handoff, and it looks like it's going to be stop short of the first down, I would say. So that is going to be a huge play. Lancers need a huge stop from their defense.
Yeah, they do. They're going to have to hope for something big, another turnover, another stop, hopefully a safety, something big to get them back in. They've only got 4 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in this game, and they're down by 1. This would be a heartbreaker to lose, especially to Coach Chip Sherman, our previous football coach.
You know, if the Lancers do lose this game, it's going to be on Delaney, I have to say. There have been turnover issues, but they had the chance to at least get the lead there. So I agree. I would have gone for that, but this is going to be what he's hearing about.
It looks like they've brought out the chains to measure.
And it is a chain gain, and they are about an inch or two short. So the Lancer defense is going to need to step up. This is when those seniors, Dominic Atkinson, David Spivak, Mitchell Tyler, those guys need to step up right here, right now. 4 minutes, 34 seconds left to go.
We've talked about how well this Lancer defense has done tonight. I'm expecting to see something huge again out of them here, and I'm expecting for another big stop on the play.
So Lancers are going to be here inside the 10-yard line. At the 6-yard line, Olathe Northwest taking over. 2 wide receivers out to the right side. Power I formation. 2 running backs in the backfield. Quarterback goes under center. Here, Lancers are going to be trying to stop this run. Goes to the handoff up the middle. Breaks it wide open. Breaks it wide open. Goes to the 20. He breaks it to the 30. He might be going all the way for a touchdown. Takes it down to the 50. Into the 40. 1 Lancer left to beat. Number 6, Charlie White saving.
Charlie White saving. Oh, my God. That was a huge tackle by Charlie White there. And you just saw Olathe Northwest pretty much just reverse the position. They're now at around their 15 and just in great scoring position. We almost saw another Luke Taylor play there, but out of Olathe Northwest. That would have been a devastating loss for the Shawnee Mission East Lancers.
You know, the Shawnee Mission East Lancers, it is not the end of the game. If Olathe Northwest scores a touchdown, they will need to go for a 2-point conversion. But that was a game-saving tackle, I would say, by Charlie White. That was really a great play there.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, that saved the game. If I'm Olathe Northwest here, I obviously want the touchdown, but if it comes down to it, I would also like the field goal because that means that in a clutch opportunity, Shawnee Mission East is going to have to score the touchdown to win and not be able to just kick through the uprights.
At this time, we'd like to go to a quick commercial break. We'll bring you back in a second.
Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs.
Hello and welcome back to the Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online Live broadcast featuring the Shawnee Mission East Lancers against Olathe Northwest. Here you see a crucial moment. Quarterback dropping back to pass, looking to that quick screen. Lancers wrap him up on the play, and it's going to be a short gain on the play, but the clock is running. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left to go and counting.
Yeah, this is the last thing you want. You want to try and force them out of bounds and try and get that clock stopped. You want as much time as you can so you can try and get that touchdown or you can try and get that field goal in good field position to try and get that win.
So here you see the Lancers. It's going to be trips right outs, for Olathe Northwest. Trips right out to the left side, 2 wide receivers out to the right. 2nd and 6, 3:45 left to go in the game. Here, trying to run down all of the clock that they can. Quarterback goes for that quarterback keep up the middle. And it looks like it's going to be very close to the first down, possibly a first down, but they're going to have to measure this, I think.
Yeah, they are. That's going to be awfully close. I mean, that was a great quarterback draw there by Olathe Northwest. And it looks like not quite the first down. They've still got about a yard or two to go. I'd say even if they're stopped here on 3rd, they should definitely go for it on 4th.
The other option would be to kick that field goal and try to get some points on the board. So we're going to have to see what this is. Looks like they're going to be passing it, but the Lancers are going to be having to watch that quarterback keeper. 3rd and 2 on the play. This is going to be a very crucial game. So here you see number 14, the quarterback in that shotgun formation. 5 wide receivers to choose from. The quarterback looks on that quick bubble screen and hits it, and in the backfield.
That is huge. He is stopped in the backfield for a loss. That is going to be a big stop on 3rd down. I would not be surprised if I'm Olathe Northwest, if I'm Chip Sherman, I kick this field goal and go up by 4.
Sam Huffman breaking that out of that block and just taking him down. Lancers going to a timeout here. 4th and 1 from the 12-yard line. What do you do here if you're Coach Chip Sherman?
I kick. I definitely kick. I want to be up 4 and force the Lancers to try and score a touchdown. We saw how bad that Shawnee Mission East's team has been in the red zone tonight. They haven't been able to do anything. I would definitely be forcing them to score. I don't want them to be able to kick it through the uprights for an easy win.
So here we are going to be seeing, I'm really curious. I want to see what happens here. I want to see what formation Coach Sherman comes out here. Is he going to go for the kick? Is he going to go for the first down? This is really what can make or break seasons here. Minutes like this, 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in the game. Lancers trail by 1 point here. 4th and 4 for Olathe Northwest from the 15-yard line here. If it's a kick, you have to think the Lancers are going to be going for that block.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you've got to at this point. And they're going for it. Wow, I'm surprised.
And here you see number 13 going back, and he
is fumbled. He's going to fumble. He could go. They go. Yes. That could be an go. That's going to be an East touchdown. Touchdown, Shawnee Mission East with 2:32 left in this game. East takes it. They're up 19-14. That is huge.
Number 19 on the play, Sam Williams with the touchdown. Lancer student section is going crazy. That was an amazing play. He forced the fumble and takes it all the way for a touchdown. This is crazy and pandemonium here at Shawnee Mission North District Stadium.
That is going to be an A+ on the night for Shawnee Mission East defense. I cannot blame the Lancer crowd for going crazy. Me and Andrew are going nuts up here in the box ourselves. That was huge for the Lancers. That could be the game, folks. That was great. I'm going to knock on wood real quick just so I don't jinx it like I have earlier. That was huge.
In the press box, I'm going to tell you, there's glass walls between us. We can see everyone. A fan just came up and gave us a high five through the glass. You see the administration up here in all these press boxes. They're standing up and going crazy. They're going nuts on this play. This is amazing. The entire student section is going crazy. Here the Lancers are going to decide if they want to go for 2 or if they want to kick that field goal. Here we're going to go to a quick instant replay of this play. You see 13 drop back. Huge hit on the play. And number 19, the running back, Sam Williams, just breaks it wide open. That speed. And just goes for a touchdown. In the Lancer student section, the Lancer in the press box, everyone goes crazy.
Everyone is just pumped. That was huge. There you see the Lancer defense getting it done. Like I said, if we win tonight, it is on the shoulder pads of our defensive players. It has been all of them tonight. They have kept us in this game, and they might have just given us the win in this game over former coach Chip Sherman. That will show him for leaving East.
Here you see the Lancers going, and I believe they're going to go for 2 to try to put themselves up by 21. They want to go up by a touchdown and put themselves up by a touchdown. So here you're going to see number 28 for the Lancers going in, Micah Dodson at that slot back, going in motion, going to that. Christian Blesser rolls out back to pass, looks into the end zone, and caught on the play.
They're up by 7. That is 21-14. That is huge for Shawnee Mission East.
Number 24, Sam Huffman with the catch in the end zone. Christian Blesson pulls it through when he is needed. Quarterback, pressure, rolls back, drops back to pass, and just nails Sam Huffman in the end zone.
That is just like something we'd see out of New York Giants quarterback Eli Manning. He's not great. He's just an average quarterback until you really need him in that fourth quarter when he steps up and all of a sudden becomes one of the best quarterbacks you'll ever see. That was a great play by Christian Blesson, a great play by Sam Huffman, and a great play just in general by the Shawnee Mission East offense, finally getting it done on the field tonight. And with 2:32 left in this game, Shawnee Mission East is up 21-14 over the Olathe Northwest Ravens with their head coach, former East head coach, Chip Sherman. Andrew, what do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about us beating our former coach?
You know, it's not over yet. There's 2 minutes, 32 seconds left to play. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, and I have the utmost respect for Coach Sherman. He beat cancer. He is beating cancer currently. He is one of the greatest men that I know of today. I've had weights with him. He's such a nice guy, and I do know that he left. I believe he's coaching with his son now, so I think that's great, and I do believe he left. But I'm honestly glad that we have Delaney. I think, personally, that the flexbone option has fit Shawnee Mission East better right now, and we would not be where we are today without the flexbone that Delaney brought.
I completely agree. I have the utmost respect for Chip Sherman. He really made our football program what it is today and set up a great base for Delaney, but I'm very glad that we have Delaney in here right now.
Here you see trips wide out to the left side. The new quarterback, number 13, being brought into play, throwing it wide down, and he is going to be going deep, just gashing the Lancers on the play. This is a new quarterback for Olathe Northwest, number 13, Cole Dogkeis. He's a senior quarterback, 5'11", 160 pounds. He messed up earlier by letting that fumble go out, but he just threw it deep to number 3, Kendall Capps.
Yeah, he did. If he was able to get that in front of his receiver instead of behind him, we would be shouting Olathe Northwest touchdown, and they would be having a chance to tie up the game right now.
So here you see dropping back to pass once again. Pressure coming, almost hit on the play, and there he is sacked on the play.
That is a sack. That is the third or fourth sack on the night for Shawnee Mission East. Their defense once again stepping up.
Although that was a great play by number 1, Dominique Atkinson, there is an injury on the play. So at this point, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Bank of Prairie Village and Booker T Sports Reports.
Welcome to the Harbinger Online.
Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank.
Oh, you already know what we gonna do. Hey. Well, if you guessing it's me, you guessed correctly. I just say what a stallion. You would swear I wasn't a question. I'ma hit her with that pipe. Call that Nancy Kerrigan. All we do is pour it out all night. Drinks out. And all we pour it out all night. Drinks out. Strange clouds.
Hello, welcome back to the Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online. That was Sam Williams injured on the play, the defensive end. And there you see Lancers number 6, Charlie White, stepping up on number 20 for Olathe Northwest, Manny Pishuntas.
And that was a big play for Shawnee Mission East. Again, their defense stepping up tonight. We just saw Sam Williams be taken off the field. Sam Williams just had a huge touchdown for Shawnee Mission East.
Almost a sack on the play, and there he just throws it out, and the Lancers, he's going to have to knock him down. And there the Lancers knock him down. It's going to be 4th down for Olathe Northwest. This is the game coming up.
That was just tremendous pressure. If I'm Sherman right now, I have no other choice. I have to go for it.
This is his only option. This is the game here. Lancers can run out the clock if they do not, or excuse me, if Olathe Northwest cannot convert, that's the game. Here you see the Lancer student section. They are going crazy. I haven't seen a student section this big in quite a while. This is huge. They are going crazy right now.
This looks like a Shawnee Mission East Rockhurst basketball game right now. It is huge. I've never seen an entire section of North Stadium filled like this.
And there you see, I do not believe that he is going to catch it, but we are going to have to see what the referees call. And there is an injury on the play. He's over on the side hurt, but we're going to have to see what the referees call. Lancers saying it wasn't a catch. Olathe Northwest saying it was a catch. We'll see what happens here.
We see the chains moving up. It's hard to say right now if that was or wasn't a catch. It looks like that's going to be an Olathe Northwest catch.
So it is going to be first down for Olathe Northwest, although there's an injury on the sideline, so the referees are going to be calling a timeout. Okay, 55.1 seconds left to go. What do you do if you're Coach Sherman?
If I'm Coach Sherman, I've got to keep going with this hurry-up offense. Just keep trying to get it out as quick as possible, keep getting it to my receivers, pass, and trying to catch this Shawnee Mission East defense off guard. What do you do if you're Delaney's defense?
I think I bring the house, honestly. They might not be expecting, and there you see a madhouse blitz going and throwing up, and he is caught. Oh my gosh, this new quarterback is amazing. I don't know why they didn't bring him in. He is a true passer that I have not seen before from this team.
And you can see the Olathe Northwest crowd actually moving down to try and get closer to cheer on their players. They are pumped right now. They're almost as pumped as the East crowd. This is a huge moment. And it looks like Delaney calls a timeout.
It looks like on that time, Lancers were having a lot of trouble trying to find which one of their players they want on the field. They're having personnel issues. Number 24, Sam Huffman, started to sprint onto the field, but then he pulled back. I think Delaney at that point just needed to call a timeout, settle down his players. 44.3 seconds left to go. This is huge for the Lancers. 1st and 9 from the 9-yard line. Olathe Northwest needs a touchdown.
All right. If your Coach Sherman and your team scores that touchdown, what do you do? Do you go for 2, or do you kick it through the uprights and to try and tie this game up?
You know, personally, I want him to go for a field goal because I want to go into extra time. I think that'd be great if they score a touchdown, of course. I don't want them to score. But if they score, I want to go into extra time. But I think if I'm the coach, I do go for the extra point and just try to do the safe option. Although I'm not sure if that's what Sherman will do.
I mean, we saw them go for the risky option earlier, and we saw it just horribly backfire for them.
Here you see the quarterback dropping back to pass, floating it high up. And there's going to be a penalty on the play. I'm guessing that's going to be defensive pass interference.
I believe you're right, but that looked like it was an East interception. If there's any chance that that might be an offensive pass interference, that is going to be the ball game.
We'll have to see what the referees are calling, and it looks like Olathe Northwest is clapping. That could put the ball at about the 1 or 2 yard line. Here we're going to have to see the referees huddling up to see what they're going to call.
And really, this is so suspenseful for both sides right now. Depending on what the call is, this is going to be huge. It looks like it's going to be Olathe Northwest ball, so we can only assume it's going to be a defensive pass interference on the Lancers. That is a big call that just bumps them up a few yards, gives them the first down. That is a big penalty on Shawnee Mission East right now. You cannot afford those penalties at this time. That's huge.
So it is going to be a defensive pass interference call. So it's going to be 1st and 4 from the 4 yard line. Lancer student section is getting up, and they're getting loud right now, trying to cheer on. There you see all the Olathe Northwest student section trying to get closer. There you see dropping back to pass number 13. And it is a touchdown on the play.
Olathe Northwest touchdown, but they have to go for 2 to try and win this game. Will they go for 2, or will they go for the safe option to kick it through the uprights? It looks like they're keeping most of their personnel on the field. I believe they're going to go for 2. I can't blame Coach Sherman right now. With the way they just marched down the field, I would do the exact same thing.
This is stressful. 35.3 seconds left to go in the game. Going for 2 to possibly win the game. Lancers will get a shot at it. And the Lancers section, parents, students, they're getting loud right now. They need 3. They need to stop this play. This is the game here. Lancers, and they are having a bit of trouble trying to get their defensive set. One right out to the left side. Quarterback drops back to pass, looking to pass, and there's that screen. And it's going to be good.
That's going to be good. And Olathe Northwest goes up 22-21. That is huge. It looks like that gives Shawnee Mission East 35.3 seconds left with the ball. It's going to be tough for them to try and make a big play here, especially with that flex bone. We don't see a lot of big plays out of that. They're going to have to drop back and pass. It's all going to be up to Christian Blessing's arm right here. What can he do now?
And there you saw number 9, Will Oakley laying down the end zone, just so mad at himself that he couldn't make that play. But that is not his fault. You know, that was the entire Lancer defense. They were really a mess going into that play. They couldn't quite cover what they needed to do.
No, they couldn't. You just saw him get wide open out on the right side. I mean, he was hit, and he just couldn't be stopped. He just couldn't quite get the tackle, didn't quite get low enough, and was just able to power his way in. That was a great play by the Olathe Northwest offense. It's going to be interesting to see if the Lancers can bring it back. This is a huge moment. This is easily the biggest moment for Shawnee Mission East of the year, and this could be one of the biggest moments of their season.
Earlier in the year, I saw on ESPN a play. One team down one. RG3's former high school, his team was down one with, I believe, 2 or 3 seconds left to go. They had a 30-second kickoff return that went for a touchdown. There were multiple cutbacks and multiple plays, so this is definitely possible. And if that happens, this would be an ecstatic crowd, but I don't know if I'm counting on that. The Lancers haven't gotten too much going tonight on their kickoffs.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. So we've got 2 dynamic backs ready to receive. If they can get something going and they get out into open space, that's going to be huge for them. Watch for him to try and cut it back left. Trying to find a hole, but nothing going. They've got a lot of ground to make up with only 30 seconds left in this game. Down 1 to Olathe Northwest.
Here you see 30.3 seconds left to go. The Lancers are down 1 point, 30.3 seconds left to go in the game against Olathe Northwest and former coach Chip Sherman.
I gotta say, this is huge. It's all on the arms of Christian Blesson right now, senior quarterback. It's time to see what he can do as a passer.
Here Christian Blesson drops back to pass. He has only a couple options. Alec Dean wide open and just overthrown. That's my fear, is Christian Blesson isn't good enough of a passer to take the Lancers down the field.
No, I have that same worry. I mean, it's crunch time. He's great as a running, and he's great when you're up, but the Lancers just don't have a quarterback who can really just air it out and just get that hurry-up pass offense going.
And, you know, they really don't have that much time on the clock. 25.2 seconds play. A long, deep pass takes about 7 seconds. So here you're going to see quarterback Christian Blesson dropping back to Mitchell Tyler. He breaks it open, and it's going to be short of the first down, so the Lancers are going to be hurrying up.
They're going to have to call that timeout now.
And, you know, it looks like number 40, Luke Taylor, he is hurt on the play. And it's going to be interesting because the Lancers don't have any timeouts left. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
It will be interesting. I mean, they're going to lose a lot of time. This is... I hate to say this, but I don't know if Shawnee Mission East can pull away with this game.
We'll have to see what happens here. It looks like possibly Luke Taylor is cramping up. He just grabbed his right leg and started cramping up. Looks like in that lower quad, maybe upper calf. There you see the trainer helping to get him back up on his feet, and there he walks off under his own power, which is a good sign to see.
Yeah, it is. I mean, coming out of this game, you definitely don't want one of your star running backs, one of your star runners hurt like that, especially not at the very tail end of this game.
So here you see 16.2 seconds left to go. Lancers send one wide out to the left side, one to the right, 2 slot backs as we always see. And Christian Blesson drops back to pass, going to that quick pass to Alec Dean. He must get out of bounds, and he breaks it up the right side. Even that took 4 to 5 seconds. The Lancers need to get going here.
They do. They need a big play. They need to get down in at least, I'd say, the 25-yard line to have a chance at being able to put one through the uprights and just really get the 3 points they need to win, or even better, get into the end zone.
And so here you're going to be seeing the Lancers from the 43-yard line as the referees talk. So we're going to have to be seeing what the referees are talking about.
Right now, we've got 11.6 seconds left. Shawnee Mission East down 21-22. We just saw a beautiful drive by the Olathe Northwest Ravens, led by Coach Chip Sherman, just being able to score while and then get the 2-point conversion to put them up by 1. This is coming down to the wire, this game, and it would be a heartbreaker to see East lose that one, especially after a great defensive stand and great defensive plays by players like Sam Williams, who was able to take it back all the way for a touchdown.
11.6 seconds left to go. Christian Blesson drops back to pass, looking deep. And 41, Mitchell Tyler just barely goes out of bounds, and he is caught. So that took Oh boy, 4 or 5 seconds. They have 6.8. They need to get to about the 20 or 30 yard line with one play.
Yeah, they do, and they need to make it quick and give themselves a little time, and then they need to get out of bounds to even have a chance at getting it off.
This is really, if they complete this pass, they have a shot at a field goal possibly. If they don't complete this, they're going to have to go for a touchdown. So Christian Blessing drops back to pass. He's going to look for someone on the sideline and catches it, but this is going to be a very long field goal. I don't know.
They've got to go for the touchdown here. That's way too long for a high school kicker.
There's no way, especially with an untested kicker, Colin Burns. He switched to kicker this year after getting too many concussions playing football last year. So they're going to have to go for the field goal, or excuse me, for the touchdown here. 3 seconds left to go, 36 yards.
This is a huge moment. Can East bust out another long play? We saw them do it with Luke Taylor earlier tonight, and it looks like Luke Taylor's even back in this game, but can East get that big play they need to try and win this game?
There you see Christian Blessing dropping back to pass. Luke Taylor trying to give him a bit of pass protection. Christian Blessing lofts it up. It is going into the end zone, and it's going to be tipped up.
Touchdown! Touchdown! Shawnee Mission East! That's the game! Touchdown, Shawnee Mission East! They win 27-22! Oh my God! Oh my God! That was huge!
As regulation runs out, the Lancers get the ball and go for a touchdown.
My producer just had to stop me from screaming there for a minute because I was about to break the mic. That was huge. Oh my God, that was the biggest play I've ever seen in football. Whenever I've watched football, that was huge. Christian Blessing putting the team on his shoulders, being able to throw it and get that touchdown pass. You see the East Lancers storming the field. That is huge. That is how you want to get a win.
I'm going to be submitting that play probably to ESPN Top Plays tonight with all the history in this game. We're going to go back in a second to a replay of that play. But that was amazing into the game. Here we are going to look back. There you can see the Lancers, a few of the students storming the field, some of those seniors trying to get in on the Lancers.
I mean, you can see them all trying to storm the field, but it's such a big jump down to the field, and there's so many people that's taking a while for them to actually do it. You're seeing kids come around from the other side quicker.
Here we're going to go to a quick instant replay of that amazing play. Christian Blessing
get that big play they need to try and win this game.
Back. From the 36-yard line, Christian Blessing drops back to pass, looks deep, throws it left, and there you see
it bobbled in the end zone, and you just see Shawnee Mission East receiver coming in at the right time just to be able to snag it and come down with it. It was bobbled. It was hit by Olathe Northwest. There's nothing you can do there. The number, we believe that would number, I would say 26 for Shawnee Mission East.
No, that was, excuse me, number 11, Alec Dean with the catch.
Number 11, Alec Dean with the catch. That was a beautiful play. I mean, both sides, Shawnee Mission East just got absolutely lucky there. Just being able to, Olathe Northwest playing great defense, being able to knock it down. Just Alec Dean, right place at the right moment. Right now you can see the Olathe East guys all huddled out on the field, and it's tradition. They're going to be holding their helmets up in a minute and counting down from 27, the amount of points they scored tonight. Get ready to watch it now.
And there you see the Lancers huddling up. Photographers trying to get in close. That was an electric play on the field. That was one of the top plays I've ever seen. That's one of the most exciting plays I've ever seen from college, high school, or NFL. Here you see the Lancers counting it down. They told their student section to count it down with them. They're going to be counting down from 27.
That was a great play. Our other commentator tonight, who usually does football games, Julia Poe, instead of me, decided to go to the Mumford & Sons concert. Well, I can say I would much rather be at this game tonight than at the Mumford & Sons concert. That was huge. That was debatably the greatest game of football I've ever seen.
That was a very amazing play. There you saw Sam Williams. Okay, just that last quarter, you saw, okay, So taking back the entire game, you saw the Lancers start off with the start off with the touchdown. Then later on, you see Olathe Northwest come back off that, I believe it was an interception return for a touchdown, then go for a 2-point conversion to go up 2. Fast forward to the fourth quarter, it starts getting crazy. The Lancers are down 14-13.
That's when you really see things going. You see Olathe Northwest have a huge run play all the way back from within the 10 all the way down to the 23. And then the Shawnee Mission East is able to stop them. And on 4th down, they strip the ball, and Sam Williams comes up with it for East and runs it all the way back for a touchdown, putting East up 21-14. It was huge. Andrew, what happens next?
You know, I think, and then you get to the final play. That's the most important play of the game. You see the Lancers, they go down 36-yard line, 3 seconds left to play. Christian Blessing drops back to pass and throws it up into the end zone. Tips up, and Alec Dean, their big wide receiver, just dives out and catches the ball. You see the student section just erupt. I cannot describe it up in here in the press box. You heard us screaming. It might have gotten clipped off because of the volume, but we were loud up here. The entire student section, the administrators, everyone was going crazy. One of the best endings I've ever seen.
Yeah, we just saw Christian Blesson do something we did not think he was capable of. Lead a very successful passing offense down the field and be able to get it down to his receiver downfield for a huge play and a huge win. That is a moment he will be remembering for the rest of his life. That was just a huge win for Shawnee Mission East over Chip Sherman's Olathe Northwest Ravens. If I'm an Olathe Northwest Raven right now, I would be a little disappointed, but I wouldn't be unhappy. I think that last play was almost just dumb luck by East, just Alec Dean being in the right place at the right moment, but still, great win for Shawnee Mission East.
We're going to go to quick ads, and then we'll be right back with a bit more of a recap. All right, let's go over there. We're going to go over there.
Go like that way.
Welcome to the Harbinger Online. Booker T Sports Reports, providing all of your sports stats needs. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the Bank of Prairie Village, member FDIC. Located at 75th and Mission, it's where the Lancers go to bank.
Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online live broadcast, and you just saw an electric win for the Shawnee Mission East Lancers. They took on Olathe Northwest and their former coach Chip Sherman. Electric drive. It took 55 seconds. Final play, 36 yards, 3 seconds. Christian Blessing to Alec Dean for the win.
I just gotta say, that was huge. That was the biggest moment of the early season for Shawnee Mission East. That was an electric play. You can see there is still so much energy in this house, even after the game's done and has been done for about 10 to 15 minutes now. That was huge. The Shawnee Mission East crowd pumped. It's going to be a party in the newly named Lancer Village tonight.
Lancer Village, as it was named by the mayor, Morgan Twibell, is the mayor technically for the rest of the day, so we'll see if she makes any changes. You can hear the Lancers. I don't know if you can. We can just hear them going crazy right now. There's just commotion everywhere. Lancers, they pulled out an unbelievable win, and we can't leave out Sam Williams. He made this all possible. The Lancers, they forced a fumble on the new quarterback, number 13 for Olathe Northwest. Forced a fumble. Sam Williams takes it all the way back for a Lancer touchdown.
Yeah, really, you have to put this game on. You have to give credit to this game on the for the Lancer defense. I mean, you saw them make pivotal stop after pivotal stop. They only allowed Olathe Northwest to score 14 points tonight. That was huge for them, and really, they did a great job on the field tonight. Without them, we would not have a win.
No, Christian Blessing, I've doubted his passing. I'm going to be honest. I've doubted his passing. I didn't think he could throw the ball. He just proved everyone wrong right there. We thought he was a runner. He scored 4 touchdowns before this game. He comes in, he throws the ball. He proved everyone wrong. We were talking about, oh, he can't pass this whole game. He goes down and just throws an unbelievable bomb down. You said there was some luck to there, but he also put it in the right place at the right time. Alec Dean, he came through on that play. Those two, they're going to hopefully connect again like that later on in the season.
Yeah, we just saw the Shawnee Mission East passing game come alive for the first time really since we saw Jordan Darling throwing it for us last year. And I have to say, I just saw Christian Blesson throw better than I ever saw Jordan Darling throw. He did great tonight. The receiving game really came alive there on that last drive and showed us that, hey, we're not only a running team, we can pass too, and we can win games with it.
And you know, you can't leave out Luke Taylor. He had that bomb of a run down the left sideline where you saw the Lancers get a sideline infraction. And that was a great play by Luke Taylor. He lit the team up, and that's really what started off this entire game going.
Yeah, really, you did have to put this game on the backs of a few players. Sam Williams, Luke Taylor, and Christian Blesson. They really all brought us back. For almost the entire game, the Lancers were playing down, and they were able to come back for this huge, dramatic win on Lancer Day. You cannot be more proud to be a Lancer today. This is Lancer football, and it was beautiful at its best today.
For Shawnee Mission East Harbinger Online, tune in next time. This has been Andrew McKittrick alongside Mike Thibodeau.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You guys, did people just like randomly take sweatshirts?
No, but this is like the last.